Yeah, we're counting down. Last game ever here at Domain Stadium from an AFL point of view. It's all on the line for the West Coast Eagles this afternoon. The Crows, the minor premiers, looking to keep their run into September intact with, of course, the bye next week ahead of a massive AFL finals campaign. The fixtures to be announced at 6:30 Western Standard Time tonight. Dean Margetts holds the ball aloft. It's AFL Nation, all thanks to Maccas and Tim Gossage to get us underway.
Matt Crouch and Luke Shuey going shoulder to shoulder. One down by Vardy, taken by Shuey. Gets it to Mitchell by hand with the left. Kicks to centre half forward. Cripps in the role of defensive forward. Knocks the ball to ground. This ball is at centre half forward true, and there's a lot of players around it. Will go nowhere. We'll have a ball up Eagles end of the ground.
Mitchell and Prittis both starting in the centre bounce.
Big crowd in. Plenty at stake for the Eagles. The conservation, I think, for Adelaide, albeit they might just get by on sheer class. Now, Cameron was taken without the ball, didn't get a free. Mitchell got it to Redden. Quick kick with the right around the corner. Darling dives at the footy. They dive on the loose ball. How does the umpire see it? Margetts, he says, I want to ball it up 40 metres out from the West Coast Eagles goal. We've gone no score after 45 seconds. On the Ray White clock, they have the know-how.
So quick throw up, about 45 out from goal. It's Vardy who wins it down into the hands of Sloane. And a quick kick out of the immediate area for the Crows, only as far as the middle of the ground. No mark taken by the Eagles, but they've done well to get the crumbs. Here's McGovern, will spear it in towards half forward. On the bounce to Lacroix. Picked up by Laird, and then it gets the hand pass away for the Crows. And they bring it out to centre wing, and the mark's been taken by Atkins. Knight, I should say, on the inside. And the Crows will bounce it up towards half forward to Smith, who gathers now. Hand pass backwards to Laird. Laird goes inside 50 to the top of the goal square. McGovern underneath it, but at the back is Eddie Betts, who claims the mark 25 metres out straight in front. First opportunity for the Crows.
A little bit too easy. Doesn't look like the defenders of the West Coast Eagles have set matchups. Again, they like to rotate and take the most dangerous player. And that left Eddie Betts on Barras and just read the ball too well coming in. Got to the back of the pack. He lines up for the first for Adelaide.
And he kicks truly for the Crows. 48 goals this season now for Eddie Betts. The Crows won straight 6. The Eagles yet to score. Flight Centre scoreboard best in the air and everywhere. 2 minutes gone opening term.
Too easy there for the Adelaide Crows. Matt Crouch involved on a couple of occasions. Looks like Hardigan's got the match-up on Josh Kennedy, so I was wrong with my pre-game match-ups. I thought it might have gone to either Lever or Keith. But Hardigan, who's into the side, gets an opportunity to play on the superstar in the competition. If the ball keeps coming in like it did, it was a poor kick by Jeremy McGovern, put Mark Lacroix under a fair bit of pressure, and really good transition play from the Adelaide Crows. That's why they're the number one team in the comp.
AFL Nation, the Chicken Clubhouse is back now in the Macca's Gourmet Creations range. Yeah, that was pretty poor by McGovern. In fact, really poor. It really cost them a goal in the end. Vardy and Jacobs, brilliant knockdown by Jacobs. Now it's been taken by Sloane. That's a poor kick. And the mark's been taken by McGovern. Jeremy at centre half back. Been called to play on off a step. Well done by Betts. Worked the mark. Umpire said he touched it off boot. Hutchings gathers, gets it out to Gaff, who chips up the wing, taken by Shuey, who marks in front of Sloane in the interchange. It's his option. Petrie is the big man target down the line. He'll go inboard, and again Gaff will take the mark. A little 1-2 to Shuey. He goes short. They can change direction here. Hearn, he just leans back and then flares it wide to Redden. Wider kick again, now gets it to Yo by hand. To Darling. Darling slides on his knees, then gathers, throws it on the boot. A bouncing ball, a ricochet ball, a chaos ball. Hardigan gathers. He's taken by Petrie. By Williamson says going nowhere, no prior. I'll ball it up 35 metres out. Eagles into the ground, they trail by a goal.
And that was one of those balls that Hayes was talking about last week in our call. What's it called, Hayes?
A
munger. They clear the immediate area, the Crows, towards the wing. No mark taken by McGovern. That's the Mitch McGovern. On hands and knees, Shepherd. Hand pass to Redden, to Prittis, to Hutchings, to Mitchell, all by hand. I shrugged off the tackle from Betts, did Sam Mitchell. Kick inside 50. Target was Darling, but Kelly did well for the Crows, and we'll have a ball in 45 out from goal at right half forward.
Sam Mitchell.
Just reminding the crowd how good he is, Sam Mitchell.
Boundary umpire to spin it in. Right half forward, City end of the ground. The rucks go at it. Jacobs got a little hand on it. Sloane's being held without the ball. Hutchings, the offender, should be 50 as well. Umpire Margetts says no. Very, very lucky. And Sloan will take it at left half back. It's the Crows by 6 points. 4.5 gone opening term. Flight centre scoreboard. Best in the air and everywhere.
Yeah, got a feeling Adelaide are on, and West Coast might be a little bit off here. At half forward, hand pass through traffic, taken by Lynch. Hand pass back out now to Brad Crouch. They backfeed a hand pass, ends up with it again on the wing. Hand passes down the line. Jacobs off a step, throws it on the boot. Mackenzie back at the flight. Well done by Petrie, kept his man off the ball, and Mackenzie's taken the relieving mark on his defensive 50. Kicking not his forte, but he goes wide. Mark taken by LeCras. They kicking with the aid of whatever breeze there is. Probably a goal at best. Chip over the top. That's a good run from Hutchings. He marks. Breakdown in communication there. Brodie Smith asking for a chop out from one of his Crows teammates. Hutchings kept his spot in the team, Hayes. He's certainly been a player that looks like he's on the edge all the time and getting the game, but he gets picked enough.
He's done some good jobs in the last 5 weeks, playing on the opposition's most dangerous midfielders or even forwards or even half-backs at times.
Jack Redden, he's forced to kick long to the boundary. Up goes Darling. Does he get the mark? Doesn't pay. And then he hand passes it straight away to Atkins. Really poor by Darling. Laird ends up with it, and Adelaide can get and go. Smith again, a little chain of hand passes. They work it long down the line, and McGovern up. Mitch McGovern doesn't mark it through Yo's hands and over the line and out of play. We've gone 5 3/4 minutes. It is Adelaide with a goal to Eddie Betts early doors. They're up by a goal. West Coast haven't scored. This is AFL Nation. The Chicken Clubhouse is back now in the Macca's Gourmet Creations range.
Hutchings not going to Sloan at centre bounces, but after that he's picking him up, so the Eagles are putting some time into Rory Sloan.
Richmond by 44 points over the Saints at half-time at the MCG. Sloan from that stoppage hacks the ball forward. It's about 30 metres out from goal, and first onto the ball for the Eagles is Barris, and off a couple of steps on the left hits LeCras on the chest at left half back. Mark LeCras now, will he come this side or elect to try and change direction for the Eagles? It kicks along the line on the broadcast side. He's looking for Darling, but Vardy slides in and takes the mark. He's got Gaff on the outside. He hand passes to him. His target at left half forward is Kennedy. Getting a fished in there, though, for the Crows was Hardigan, and the ball spills over the line and will have a throw in. Left half forward, 45 around from the goals at the City end. 1 straight 6, the Crows, the Eagles yet to score through 7 minutes. Ray White clock, they have the know-how.
Big job for Jamie Cripps today. He's got to put some scoreboard pressure on. He's going to have the match-up against Rory Laird, who we know is such a brilliant player at rebounding the footy.
Brad Crouch, McKay, Lynch, all chain of hand passes, and Miller marks at half-back. Duggan stands the mark. Eddie Betts with a goal. It's the only score so far, 7 gone. Ray White clock, they have the know-how. Bad kick. Well done, Petrie. He's up and about. Ball goes over the line and out of play. We'll have a throw in. And make a call early. Jack Darling's in for one of those days. One of those Jack Darling trot days. The falling over, the bouncing up, the getting beaten one-on-one, the turnovers. Hasn't been a glorious opening start for Jack. Throw in. Jacobs wins it down. Brad Crouch scooped up the hand pass. Going to ground. Great tackle, Atkins. How did the umpire see it? He's over it. No try, according to umpire Williamson. Will have a ball up between the centre circle and centre half forward. Eagles end of the ground. Again, Adelaide up by a goal. West Coast have not scored inside 50s. 4-3 West Coast way.
Thrown up quickly. Petrie won it down through the legs of Mitchell. The Crows have got possession of it. Here's Douglas. Defensive side of the centre square. Short ball. Finds a teammate in Millera. And then the short ball to the outer side. And McGovern takes the mark just in front of Mackenzie. Mitch McGovern. Just forward, or just back rather, of the Toyota Good for Footy logo. Left wing for the Crows. Now McGovern looked for his options. Goes towards half forward. Sloan, the target, does well. Takes the mark. Just inside the boundary line in front of Duggan. Now he'll look forward here, Rory Sloan. He'll just ascend it long to the hot spot. About 30 metres out at the back, Jenkins. Good fist from McGovern. And the ball goes over the line. We'll have a throw in. 25 out from goal. Left full forward pocket at the Subiaco end.
Simmons Homestat, Matt Crouch 7 disposals. Sloan and Brad Crouch 5 apiece. Redden leads the way for West Coast with 4.
9 goal on opening term. 1 straight 6 the Crows. The Eagles yet to score. Ball in. Ruckman go at it. Jacobs wins it down. Douglas will give the hand pass away. A high ball. Inside 50. 1-on-1. McGovern. Mackenzie. No mark at ground level. Douglas tackled well by Mackenzie, brought to ground. Or did the tackle linger? The umpire said no. Now the Crows have got possession and half forward still. Laird gives it off to Sloan. Sloan into the pocket. The target there was Atkins. Couldn't grab it before the ball went over the line. Throw in. 40 around from goals. Left half forward at the Subiaco end. It's the Crows by 6 points as the whistle goes for a blood rule.
Drew Petrie.
9.5 gone opening term, and that is all on the Flight Centre scoreboard. They're best in the air and everywhere.
Drew Petrie coming off for Spitwater. That's what it does with cut over the left eye. Here's Paul Hazelby.
The Eagles have lifted their intensity, but the handball skills of the Adelaide Crows around the contest has really stood out for mine. Just able to find the free teammate. Missed kick there by Rory Sloan going inside 50, but he started well, Rory Sloan. Hutchings going to him, but he's already had the 5 possessions.
Red Energy, a 100% Australian gas and electricity retailer, as we throw in 35 metres out. Adelaide's end of the ground. Vardy checks in for Petrie and goes straight to the ruck contest, opposed to Jacobs. At the back, Redden was taken high, should get it free and does. Sam Mitchell puts the hand up and says no advantage, please. Partington leads short. Wide kick. The mark's been taken to half back. Poor hand pass. McCrath, really poor. Turnover. Didn't try to dislodge the tackle. Laird got involved. Kelly, quick kick to the pocket. McGovern. Jeremy Marks in the back pocket for West Coast. So Mark McCrath took a mark and then turned the ball over. And in the meantime, West Coast now have to defend again through Mitchell with the left, short to Duggan. But they're still camped in their defensive 50 as Miller stands the mark. He'll chip down the line. That is Duggan to Mitchell again. He runs and then kicks it long with the left. Josh Kennedy, up he goes at it one-handed. Loose ball on the ground, gathers it well. Partington, Hardigan, Toepoke, McKay, got it, holding the ball every day of the week. How does the umpire see it? He agrees. Gaff gets the free. 11 gone. Adelaide are a goal. West Coast haven't scored. And we've ticked up, as I said, 11 minutes. Ray White clock.
A gaff runner on the inside is Duggan. And hand passes to Shepherd. Or back to Duggan. Put him under all sorts of pressure. He paddled it in the path of Yo. Yo swings the hand pass out wide to the skipper and Hearn. And then a kick up along the line to Redden. 65 out from goal. Into the forward pocket. Couldn't take the mark, Kennedy. Crumbs his darling. Hand pass to Partington. Back now to Cripps. Cripps off a standing start. Deep into the goal square. Vardy takes the mark low down. Just above the ground. And he'll be in the right full forward pocket at the city end on a tight angle, Nathan Vardy.
Hardigan's done a good job so far on Josh Kennedy. The West Coast Eagles are going to need their other tall forwards to stand up. Darling hasn't had a big impact yet, but Vardy gets an opportunity. Just read it better than anybody else coming in. It was a round the body kick from Cripps. Took it on the chest, very low down.
He's going to get the check side. Is Nathan Vardy off the right. Kicks the goal. The Eagles get their first. 1 straight 6 each. 12.5 minutes gone opening term. Flight Centre scoreboard. See where their passionate travel experts can take you. Book online, in store, or call 131 600.
You can tell the Eagles have been instructed just to take a few more risks, take the game on, go through the corridor. It's going to bring them undone. Mark Lafrade did that handball earlier on in this quarter, turned it over, but I don't mind the intent. And again, they tried to go through the corridor. Shepherd took them out wide, but if they can get it into that forward line one-on-one, give them an opportunity and put that defence of the Adelaide Crows under pressure, they will get their opportunities to score.
Simmons home stats, Brad Crouch, 6 handballs, no kicks, and the marks, 18-6 West Coast way. So Vardy then has to go down and take the ruck contest with Petrie off the ground. Quick kick by Adelaide outside their centre square. It's ended up with Shepherd. He goes short and the mark's been taken by Yo. Yo has it at right half back. He wants to change direction. And that is a lucky kick because that wasn't the target. It's ended up with Barris. He got it to Hearn. That was a shank by Yo and they've ended up getting out through Gaff. He goes short to Duggan. He dropped a very easy mark. Well done by Sloan. Gee, that's poor. Atkins holding the ball. Gaff played 2 outstanding tackles and been rewarded on 2 occasions. Not normally his forte, Andrew Gaff laying a hard tackle. Impressive stuff, and they have been 2 Toro time cutter HD tackles. A goal apiece. He's allowed to run off his mark. Gaff towards Petrie, who's taped up. Fritters front and centre. A bouncing ball. Up. Hardigan at the back. Taken by Kennedy. Had it. Lost it. Got Jetta running past. He'll want his right. He'll bend it around. Nice kick. Spots up Fritters on his chest, but he's on his range. 50 metres out, Matt Fritters.
Needs somebody to come past. Luke Shuey's hanging around. Going to give it to him. He plays
by
on.
hand, 55. That doesn't strike it all that well. Kicks to the pocket. Who's there? Yo. Petrie back with the flight. Keith boundary, a throw out, another throw in, and it's about 5 metres around from the Eagles' goal. A goal apiece, we've won 14 and a half minutes. Flight Centre scoreboard, best in the air and everywhere.
I thought Petrie had the tape over his eyes. He couldn't see it when he went up to grab the ball, but Kirst himself hit the deck, did Drew Petrie. One straight 6 apiece, 14 and a half gone opening term, one down in the ruck by the Crows. McKay gets a quick kick out of the area, and it's been marked by Betts. Now they're away here, the Crows, going through the middle. Miller takes a couple of bounces, and it takes a third bounce now. Attacking side of the centre square. Inside 50, not great kick. Sliding in and taking the mark is Barris. And Barris will swing it to the outer side, and Duggan will take the mark. Right half back for the Eagles. He's called to play on now, kicks on the left. Just short of centre wing. Vardy went up, couldn't bring the mark down at ground level. Quick kick out of the immediate area of the Eagles. Picked up by Mitchell. Short ball to Partington. Was at 15. The umpire said no. Shuey receives the hand pass, then gives it off to Shepherd. Through the bullseye. Going towards Kennedy. He takes the mark on his chest. 55 out from goal. Inside 50. Oh, couldn't quite get up the bar. But at the back is Redding. Open goal. Slams it home to the Eagles. Jack Redden kicks his 4th goal of the year, and West Coast are in front at the 16-minute mark. 2 straight 12 the Eagles, 1 straight 6 the Crows. That's the Flight Centre scoreboard, best in the air and everywhere.
Well worked from the West Coast Eagles. Again, they wanted to go through the corridor, and it was set up by the nous of Mitchell, his ability just to check his kick, get it into the corridor, and they started the run from there. Kennedy involved, but really impressed with Jack Redden over the last month, starting to develop a position for himself through the midfield, but he has been getting forward as well and kicking goals. Wasn't a great kick coming in from Kennedy, but because of the hard run from Redden, he was able to get on the end of it.
8 disposals for Jack Redden, and that's a goal. Eagles up by that margin now. Jenkins tackled. Well done, Prittis. Loose ball. They're out here, West Coast. If Shuey goes forward, his first thought was to look back. Sheed's been quiet. He's taken hard, gets a free kick, and that was no need for that. There was absolutely no need from Hardigan. He dealt with Sheed. He'd already dropped the mark and gave him some heavy treatment. He's 55 out. Maybe beyond his range. Lace out. Gets him. Trips marks. 45 metres out, slide angle. This is his bread and butter.
It is. He needs to go back and kick this. He's got to make Rory Laird accountable today. Lead up on him. And when the opportunity presents, kick a goal for his side. Had an indifferent season. Jamie Cripps, some good games, some poor games. His pressure's dropped off from previous seasons, but this would certainly help the cause.
22 goals this season. 4 or 5 strides. And he's kicked it to the left. First miss of the game, 2-1-13. That's a bad let-off. Adelaide, 1 goal, 7 points to margin. His first quarter on the Flight Centre scoreboard, best in the air and everywhere.
Crows to bring it back in now. Full to play on at fullback, yeah. So taking the allotted time, bring it towards Jenkins, but the mark taken by Darling, just inside the boundary line. Now McGovern's is standing nearby him, maybe to get the hand pass from Darling. He decides that he's going to go himself. He'll set it to the hop spot about 20 metres out from goal, and going up uncontested is Jake Lever and takes the mark. Hand passes away to Laird, and they're going to run it off half back here. Are the Crows through Seedsman. Short ball to the outer side. Miller up the line to Kelly, who has it now at left half back. Looking for some options ahead. Nothing really presenting for him at the moment, so he'll just go down along the line. Barris went up high, couldn't bring it down, and then there'll be a ball up on the wing when the ball hit the ground. Stacks on the mill. Good tackle from Sloane.
Miller has done some good things. Another player to be keen to impress today.
7-point lead to the Eagles. We've played nearly 19 minutes in the opening quarter. Ball thrown up. Jenkins and Petrie. Jenkins regathers. A tackle, strong tackle too by Shuey. Redden can't free up the arms. He did get a hand pass out, but it only ended up as far as Matt Crouch, who got it again to Miller up. Chips down the line. Going out one-handed was Lynch, who got away far too easy, but he was out. He was out. That's lucky for Barris, who went at him with a pretty feeble one-arm tackle. And we'll have a throw in at right half forward. Right on the 50-metre arc. Free kick count 4-1. favour the West Coast Eagles. The Simmons home stat, proudly building home since 1949. Visit simmons.com.au. Throw in. Crows into the ground, they trail by 7 points. Mitchell, hand pass was back inboard. Shuey's been good. Release the hand pass to Prittis, who gets it on to Jeddah. Normally uses the ball well. Kicks it long. Ooh. Terrible kick on this occasion. Lever's dropped the chest mark. He's got help from 2 Jakes. Kelly. Darling went out at very tippy-toe. He didn't really attack the footy. He's going to get away with holding the ball. No! What's the call here?
In the back.
Really interesting call by the umpire. Lucky let off for the Crows with Jake and Kelly.
Oh, poor decision by the umpire.
Really poor.
But really poor by Lewis Jeddah. Broke away and just kicked it down the line straight to the Adelaide Crows player. He needs to lift Lewis Jeddah. This could be his last game in West Coast colours.
Eagles by 7 points. And the Crows have conceded some ground into the defensive 50 here, and Smith has the mark. Saw the Chemist Warehouse replay and the push, probably not there. So lucky for the Crows. Short ball into the middle of the ground. Douglas links up. Now it gets to Kelly, and they'll run it off half back here. Will the Crows towards the wing. Mark's been taken by Riley Knight. Knight kicks in towards the middle of the ground, over the top of Miller's head. Yo intercepts now and does well. Sells the dummy. Kicks towards the wing. In best position, McCraft and the Brack couldn't take the mark. Knight did well in the front, but so did Redden. Hand passes over the top back to LaCroix. Brought down in a good tackle by Lever. Might have caught one on the nose. West Coast still have possession of it though. Duggan. Yo. Short ball. Shuey. In the middle of the ground. Mitchell was the intended target. Nearly got chopped off. He gathers now. Mitchell got a favourable bounce. He's got Jeddah on the wing in some space. He turns and takes the bounce. Lewis Jeddah. He'll kick inside 50. The target is Darling. Went up with one hand. Couldn't bring it down. Now the Crows have to work hard in defence. It comes out to Smith, and Smith's kick without looking lands in the lap of Mitchell, who's off. Mitchell sends it back inside 50. Big fly. Darling takes the mark.
Jake Lever coming off the ground looking very unwell.
Play on.
Played on, gave it to Cripps.
And Cripps kicks the goal. 3-1-19 the Eagles. 1 straight 6 the Crows. 22 minutes gone. And West Coast have got a small advantage. Flight Centre scoreboard, best in the air and everywhere. Here's Paul Hazelby.
Once again, going back through the corridor, they're really targeting that area, and at the moment they're exposing the Adelaide Crows, getting some good opportunities inside forward 50, but their pressure, their tackling around the ball to get repeat entries was what enabled them to get that goal. Jack Darling's done a few things today, but a good mark there, went back, could have had an easy shot from 25, decided a handball over the top to Jamie Cripps, who was in the goal square alone.
Chemist Warehouse replay sees that head clash between LaCroix and Kelly. And Kelly has Lever has gone off the ground and looks unwell on the bench. Keep an eye on that as the ball trickles to the boundary line. How's the umpire see it? Deliberate, no effort. No effort made by Riley Knight to try and keep the ball in, so we'll have a free kick to Jeddah, who gets it, goes down the line, hugs it centimetres inside the chalk, and the mark's been taken by Duggan. West Coast by 13 points. We'll head around the ground shortly for Aviator X-Pro from Bayer, St Kilda and Richmond. Richmond all over the Saints early. Under pressure. Eagles are tackling extremely strong now. High tackle, lucky. That's a very lucky free kick to Sheed. He tried to break through the McKay tackle. And we'll go back.
Back to 31 points at the MCG. Richmond 11-6-72. St Kilda 6-5-41. So they've brought it in from 44 to 31 at the 16-minute mark of the third term.
Sheed gets a shepherd off his mark from Duggan. A long kick. Going back with the flight. Here's Mitchell. Hand pass. Cripps has kicked one. Bending with the right. Is it bending back enough? Yes, it is! Tired goal of the day. Cripps has got 2. 4-1-25. He missed a set shot. He's kicked the next 2. Adelaide are 1 goal, 19 points to margin, and Lever looks okay to come back on the ground, which is good news. Down for Spitwater, that's what it does. Lever back up that head clash. Here's Paul Hazelby.
Crucial match-up, that one. That's what he needs to do, Jamie Cripps. Make the most of his opportunities when he gets it. 3 shots in the first quarter, certainly showing that. Rory Lairdy's match-up. Rory Laird averaging 30 possessions this year, being a superstar, running off the half-back, but when he has to defend, he's got to do better than that.
Cries go around Domain Stadium. Stop the game now. Margin 19 points.
This is AFL Nation. The Chicken Clubhouse is back now in the Macca's Gourmet Creations range. It's the Eagles 4-1-25. The Crows 1 straight 6. They get the ball out of the middle here, the Crows. Brad Crouch got it out. It's kicked up towards half forward. Betts grabbed at the crumbs. Good smother from Shepherd. Betts gets it back again. Hand passes to Sloan. Sloan's hand pass too much. Hearn intercepts to Hutchings. Back to the skipper, Hearn. Short ball to McGovern, who marks in front of Millerer. 25 out from his defensive goal. Now, Jetta went a small lead. Now he's called to play on is Shannon Hearn. So he goes to the outer side. The target was Hutchings. Good fist. Defensive work there from Seedsman. Ball over the line, throw in. 25 gone in this term. The Eagles leading by 19 points. It's about 60 around from goal at left half forward at the 3-tier stand end.
So Adelaide can't go anywhere but top of the ladder. They'll stay there regardless of the result. Taken by Gaff. Quick kick to half forward. Lever back in the game. Oh, what a mark. Fantastic look up and leave mark of the day by Jack Darling. I mentioned that he looked off, and ever since I've said he's off, he's on.
You deliberately did that, didn't you, Tim, to get him fired up?
25
he has been good.
Very good, but now he's gone into Jack Darling mode where he doesn't know what to do. Off a step, and then he's going to kick it straight down the throat of an opposition player. That should be a push in the back against Shuey, and that is a correct call. That's a really bad kick by Jack Darling. Low percentage, off a step, under pressure, confusion for his teammates. So there's a turnover, and that's a very poor kick. And guess what? He's going to get another go at it. He's taken another chest mark, so that's a poor kick from Lever coming back. Darling says, well, I won't kick it there. I'll change direction and go to McKenzie. Back inside the defensive 50 to Hearn, to Barris. Now, what have they got? Have they opened up this play at all? Shepherd marks in front of Betts, who kicked the opening goal. 4-1-25 West Coast. Adelaide are a goal. 26 gone, first quarter. This is AFL Nation around the country. The Chicken Clubhouse is back, now in Macca's Gourmet Creations range. Ball on the wing. Redden's been outstanding early. Hand pass Darling. He's all over the place at the moment. I reckon he's trying to check out of the game here. Poor kick by Doug. The intended target was Jetta. Intercepted by Sloan, and Keith takes the mark at half-back right.
Yeah, Alex Keith. 4-1-25 the Eagles. 1 straight 6 the Crows. 26 and a half gone. Ray White clock. They have the know-how. Petrie nearly took the mark. Paddled it towards the line. And then LaCroix might have got a high one in the back of the head from Douglas, or a push. Umpire Margette says neither.
I don't think you could see it, umpire Margette's.
Yeah, just a bit of a shove in the back from Douglas. Just barreled LaCroix over the boundary line. Spun back in. The two ruckmen will go at it. Petrie in the front position. I think Jacobs got more of it. Gaff at ground level picks the ball up. Port to ground and a good tackle. No prior opportunity. We'll have a bounce.
Simmons home stat. Brad Crouch, 10 handballs, no kicks.
Ball back in motion. Jacobs wins it down. Gets it as far, though, as Atkins. Kicked it right half forward, no mark. Atkins follows the football. Hand passes back inboard. Only as far, though, as Gaff. Ball was smothered over the line by Douglas. And we'll have another throw in.
Duggan's off, isn't he? He's made it 3 or 4 little fumbles now. He looks like he's a bit aware of what's going on rather than getting the ball first, Paul.
Big occasion for him, but the West Coast Eagles have done a really good job at just stopping the ball movement of Adelaide. We know they're very quick with the way they move the ball, but their defence and their forward pressure and pressure around the ball carrier has been really good.
Matt Crouch ends up with it from the stoppage. Kicks inside 50. Low down, no mark Jenkins. At the back is Hearn. McKenzie up against the behind post. Wheels one way out the other and then kicks it into the fence. So the Crows, with 45 seconds left on the clock, have an opportunity to score a goal. They trail by 19 points.
Brad Crouch, 11 handballs. Outstanding. Simmons home stat. Proudly building home since 49. Seedsman, 55 out. Can't be long left in the quarter. That's a lovely long kick. Oh, it's hit the post. Gee,
that's a big kick.
Made the ears back and took off one step. 1-1. That might be the last score of the quarter too. It could have been a goal. 1-1-7 to 4-1-25. 18 points Eagles' way. And that is on the Flight Centre scoreboard. Best in the area and everywhere. See where their passionate travel experts can take you. Book online or in-store 131600.
Short ball into the left back pocket. Duggan has possession of it. Kicks towards the tall Timber and Petrie. No mark at ground level. Partington, hand pass straight into the hands of Keith. Tried to get the kick away downstairs with Seedsman and smothered over the line. And we'll have another throw in.
Sam Mitchell 11 disposals, Redden 11, and over at Adelaide it's 10 to Sloane, and the Crouch boys have had 11 apiece. They are Simmons' home stats.
There's a real appetite for the West Coast Eagles to do the hard things at the moment, led by Andrew Gaff, who made those big tackles in the first quarter.
The ball in, Vardy at the back wins it down, Cripps to sockers it out of mid-air, a high ball. Who's going to camp underneath it? It's the Crows. Mark's been taken by Lever, who's back on the ground. Short ball into the corridor. Now they're going to go towards right half forward. The big Jacobs will take the mark. He's 55 out from goal as the siren sounds. Quarter time at Domain Stadium, and the West Coast Eagles have made the front running. They're 4-1-25. The Crows are 1-1-7. 2 goals to Cripps in the opening quarter, 1 to Vardy and 1 to Redden, and Betts the only goal scorer for the Adelaide Crows. West Coast by 18 points at quarter time. You're listening to AFL Nation right around the country, all thanks to Maccas. Quarter time at Domain Stadium. It's the West Coast Eagles who lead by 18 points, and some good signs from the Eagles in that last quarter. Harm from gambling starts earlier than you think, so it's important to learn the signs. Visit betcheck.vic.gov.au. Here's our expert on AFL Nation, Paul Hazelby.
The pressure was very good from the West Coast Eagles all throughout that first quarter. They had 16 tackles to Adelaide's 5, which is a pretty disappointing result for them, and just shows that there's not much on the line for them to play for, 16-5, but they've been able to maintain that pressure. Like the way the West Coast Eagles have moved the ball through the corridor, and Jamie Cripps has kicked the 2 goals, played a really important role on Rory Laird, kept him to 7 possessions. But if we go through some of the major possession winners for Simmons Homes, Crouch is at 11, Matt Crouch 11, Mitchell and Redden 11 for the West Coast Eagles. Sloane with 10 was quite effective, and Darling with 8.
Around the grounds in a moment to see what St Kilda and Richmond's doing. I know the Saints are coming back at them after a tardy start. In the meantime, play underway, second quarter. Here, Cameron went to fend off and was taking the ground. It's holding the ball every day of the week. Let's get around the ground score.
Richmond by 25 points at three-quarter time, 79-54 for Aviator X-Pro from Bayer.
So Richmond doing enough, 4 goals in front. West Coast in front by 3 goals. And Petrie's been taken, going to get a free kick, either a mark or a front-on bump in the face against Keith. And Petrie with the tape above the eye. Yeah, I think he's going to blood rule off again. The tape is certainly not doing the job. So there's going to be a kick, and it's going to go to Redden, who's taken the resultant kick, but we must wait for the change now. So once again, we take a look down there for Spitwater. That's what it does. Spitwater high pressure cleaners, tools, not toys, Aussie engineered, and Aussie made for 30 years, spitwater.com.au. So a blood rule. Petrie's been good.
Been very good. Vardy as well.
Redden having possession of 12, goes short to Yo. 65 out, everyone bar Barras, 4 to the footy. Yo will whack it away to the top of the goal square. There's going to be a flyer. Darling went up too early. Ball comes to Hardigan. He overruns the footy. Quick hand pass. Or Vardy's taken the possession of the ball. Is that holding the ball? No. This is 25 out. Eagles into the ground. There's a bit going on behind with Vardy and also Hardigan. But Kennedy got involved as well, and we'll have another ball up 25 metres out. Eagles end of the ground. We've gone 90 seconds. No change to the score. 25 play 7 Eagles lead.
Thrown up. Jacobs won it down. Sloane being warned by Hutchings, second skin, and a free kick to Sloane.
Non-controlling umpire and a ridiculous call by umpire Williamson, just getting involved in the game. He needs to back off and get the ones that he's in control right.
Sloane to Lever. Lever kicks into the middle of the ground, finds the target. Mark's been taken by Brown, and they move the ball quickly here to the Crows to the outer side, and here's Charlie Cameron. Cameron now will play on. Got a runner on the outside. Gives the hand pass to him. It was Seedsman. Now to Miller. 45 out from goal. Squares it up. The target looking for him was Douglas. Couldn't find him. And now the Eagles will turn it over. Here's Gaff to Yo. Bounced off the chest of Sheed. Allowed the Crows back into it. Brown again. Short ball inside 50. Looking for McGovern. Couldn't find him. Douglas ran over the top of it. Skipper and Hearn. Hand pass to Yo for the Eagles, and Yo kicks out to no one in particular. Bounces. Lever gathers the ball now on the inside. He gives it to Matt Crouch and then to Laird. Laird 60 out from goal. Kicks to the hot spot. Betts flew. McKenzie at the back put the fist in. At ground level. Betts, did he gather it again? Did he give a shove in the back from McKenzie? Umpire said no. Loose ball picked up by Douglas. Off a standing start. Misses to the right hand side. Minor score. 4-1-25 the Eagles, 1-2-8 the Crows, 3-10 gone. Second term, Kubota 40-year anniversary spring catalogue scoreboard.
They're doing a good job of holding up the Adelaide Crows. Mackenzie was influential a couple of times in that piece of play. So far, McGovern, Lynch, Jenkins, no real impact on the game.
That all came about by an overruled decision by the non-controlling umpire. The Eagles had the ball 25 out. That's really bad. And I'm just taking a look at the Chemist Warehouse replay. Absolutely nothing in it against Hutchings for a hold on Sloane. In the meantime, Adelaide square it up. Quick kick. Mellera went at it one-handed. Eddie fell over. Had the footy, was about to break away from the pack. Miller has been really good. Under pressure here, Jeremy McGovern. He's slow to get up. He got a whack on the shoulder. Well done by Jacobs. Almost won the ball away. Intelligent tap down. Matt Crouch gets it down to Smith with a kick around the corner. A floater. It's up in the air a long time. All the tickets crash the pack. No free kick. Ball is there. 25 out. They dive in. Umpire says, I want to ball it up. Adelaide into the ground. And McGovern comes off. That's Jeremy holding his left shoulder.
It was Mitch that flew over the top. He might have been the one that got him, his brother.
With a stinger on that left shoulder as he carries it off. We'll keep an eye on that one. Gaff goes to ground, tackled by Betts, 25 out. Umpire says no prior and we'll ball it up. Eagles in front by 17 points. We've gone 4.5. Second quarter, glorious day. Play underway between St Kilda and Richmond in the last quarter. A 4-goal lead to Richmond. Atkins, quick hand pass. Going to ground, Lynch. Loose hand pass taken by Shuey. Shuey short. And Redden marks. No, he doesn't get paid the mark. It was off a step. Quick kick. And eventually he's gone out of bounds. And I'm not too sure he did go out of bounds. He came inboard, not outboard. And there's confusion with the umpire. Boundary umpire says he took the ball over the line. The Chemist Warehouse replay will show Redden saying I was nowhere near the boundary line.
Eagles by 17 points. 5 gone in the second term. 25 out from goal. This boundary throw in at the city end of the ground. Grabbed out of the ruck by Jacobs. Throws it on the boot. Deep into the right full forward pocket. No one could take a mark. Mackenzie brought to ground by Mitch McGovern. And over the line we'll have a throw in. This time 25 out from goal. Right half forward at the city end.
Collarbone shoulder. Jeremy McGovern in the hands of the trainers, boundary side, for Spitwater.
Thrown in, Petrie wins the tap. At the back is Duggan. Good tackle on him from Matt Crouch. And we'll have another stoppage.
15 hit-outs to Jacobs. Got some clearance domination at the moment. Quarter time 15-7 in favour of the Adelaide Crows.
It's a Simmons home stat from Paul Hazelby. Jacobs wins it down to Seedsman. Now it finds its way all the way back to Lynch. Lynch goes inside 50. Big crash of the pack down there. No mark. Ball spills out. Comes to Atkins. He's done the ball 360, but he had the ball still. Gives it to Smith. Smith hooks it to the top of the goal square. Barris is back there, takes an uncontested mark. Hand pass to Shuey. Shuey now brings it close to the boundary line, and the mark's been taken by Redden. Redden short inboard to Shepherd. Right half back, 55 out from his defensive goal. Need to move the ball there, Brad Shepherd. Nothing going for him. Eventually he'll descend along the line, looking for the tall timber. And a whack on the side of the head from Keith on Vardy. And it'll come back to Nathan Vardy. Just a wild attempt to try and spoil.
He takes the ball now, Vardy. He wants to play on quickly. He's got a runner outside in Redden. He then decides to ignore that. Kicks a long inside 50. Jacobs back. Being kept off the ball was Kennedy and Darling. They go backwards here, the Crows. They ended up with Seedsman. They've got runners breaking for him wide. He'll go short. Taken by Matt Crouch. He holds the ball a long time. We've got runners inside and out. Laird gets involved. Seedsman good. A little 1-2 now with Laird. They've worked it to the wing. What's his option? He'll kick down the line. Wasn't a great option. In the way was Barris. Putting a saddle on him was Mitch McGovern going nowhere. Brother Jeremy off the ground receiving treatment on the left shoulder. And we'll have a ball up. 7.5 gone. Kubota 40-year anniversary spring catalogue scoreboard is the Eagles by 17 points.
Quick throw up. Petrie wins it down to Sheed. Feeds the hand pass to Gaff, and Gaff's kicked the ball out of bounds on the full.
The West Coast defenders just positioning themselves beautifully today. Adelaide, we know, like to play fast footy, lead up players. Tom Lynch is one of them. But today, every time they look up, there's a West Coast Eagles player.
Paul Hazelby, our Red Energy expert this afternoon, a 100% Australian gas and electricity retailer. And the Crows have the ball with McKay, just forward of the right wing, kicking towards the city end. No mark taken at ground level. Douglas. Hand pass out to Matt Crouch. Wormburner along the line. Is it deliberate or is it no? Bit of a miss kick from Matt Crouch. Ball in. 60 out from goal at right half forward. It's the Eagles by 17 points. 8.5 gone second term. That's on the Ray White clock. They have the know-how.
Adelaide attacking, but not getting a lot of reward for effort. A pretty ordinary boundary throw, and it favoured the Eagles end of the ground, actually. A hand pass over the top from Mitchell to Gaff. Gaff's been good. Kicks long down the line. Up they go, and that's a mark taken by Darling, who's been brought to ground. Fans wanted 50, and Darling, as Jack can do, kick it straight into the man on the mark. Look out, Douglas. Tackled by Mitchell. Hand pass loose. Adelaide have numbers through the middle. Smith's hand pass wasn't the best. Comes back to Shepherd. Has to be good over it. Coming the other way was McKay. Gaff put a body on him. Here's Miller. He goes to ground. Doesn't get rid of the ball legally. Umpire says that's okay. Prittis, tough stuff. Fans like what they see. Free kick count 8-4 West Coast way. A Simmons home stat will have a ball up in the middle of the Domain Stadium. 9.5 gone. Ray White clock. 25 plays. 17-point lead to West Coast.
From the ruck, Petrie won it down to no one in particular. The Crows come up with it now, though. Douglas gets the hand pass to Matt Crouch, concedes some ground to Laird, and then on the right was looking for Lynch, but it bounces just in front of him and he can't pick it up off his bootlaces. And we'll have a ball in between the right wing and half forward, the city end.
Got the match up, Elliot Yeo on Tom Lynch. It was the first time that Tom Lynch has been able to break away, but the kick from Rory Laird was pretty disappointing.
Eagles by 17 points. From the ball in, the Crows got the spread again. Brad to his brother Matt Crouch. Kick to right half forward. Target was Betts, but Shannon Hearn, the skipper for the Eagles, takes the mark on right half back. So we've had 1 point in 10 minutes of footy so far. Petrie might have got an edge out from Laird. The umpire said no. At the back was Lever. Hand passed away, off to the big ruckman in Jacobs, and then he turned the ball over. Darling, he's got Brad Crouch wearing him like a glove, can't shake him, and the Crows have got the numbers. Matt to Brad Crouch, this time along the line to a 2-on-1, and doing well is Tom Lynch, takes the mark. Spears it to half forward, on a good lead, taking it is Jenkins. He's 55-60 out from goal. He's just going to chip it short, into the path of Mitch McGovern, who takes the mark low down on his chest. 45 out from goal, straight in front.
There it is for the Adelaide Crows. Been waiting for their three forwards to stand up. Lynch was involved, gave it to Jenkins, and McGovern only had the one touch so far, but a very good kick coming in from Jenkins. Waited for the lead to present. The work rate was from McGovern, very good. They've dominated this early part of the second quarter. Need some reward through this goal.
Eagles ringing the changes downstairs. Brownlow medalist Matt Prittis coming off. Meanwhile, back on McGovern from 45. It's going to be tight to the left-hand goalpost, but he's just snuck it in. A major for the Crows, the first of the second term, through 11.5 minutes on the Kubota 40-year anniversary spring catalogue scoreboard. West Coast 4-1-25. The Crows 2-2-14. Former Fremantle great Paul Hazelby is our expert here on AFL Nation.
That's how you need to defeat the defence of the West Coast Eagles. We know they're very good at zoning off and working together. There was a bit of space, but it was the third effort from McGovern that delivered the result. And a smart kick from Jenkins coming in. Just waited, and then the opportunity presented. A good finish from McGovern. Being quiet, only the two disposals. There's a lot of improvement yet to come from some of the forwards of the Adelaide Crows, but you could say that about Josh Kennedy as well, been very well held so far from Hardican.
Vardy wins it down, taken by Hutchings. Smith, a little 1-2. The ball's knocked down by Shuey. Regathered by Smith at half back. Kelly, hand pass good. Jacobs, hand pass through the middle to Sloan. They're up and going here, Adelaide. Miller up. Hand pass eludes McGovern, taken by Brad Crouch. Spots up Betts, who marks. 25 out. Good football by Adelaide. That's why they're on top of the ladder. And Betts will go back and have a shot on goal, aiming for his second.
That's when the West Coast Eagles become vulnerable, and their midfield lets them out the front like that. Too much space, too much time. Eddie Betts very smart with his leads. This will be his second.
The first goal of the game, 6-minute mark of the first quarter. He's chipped that. He hasn't even made the distance from 25 metres. That is a horror. Taken by Jetta. They're out here, West Coast. Now there's a breakdown in communication. Shepherd and Gaff. Shepherd gets it to Petrie. Cheddar took too long holding the ball. Chased down from behind by Cameron. And Cameron gets the free kick 55 metres out from goal. Adelaide trail by 11 points. Cameron will kick to the pocket. There's Betts again. Well done by Duggan. Knocks the ball over the line and out of play. And we'll have a throw in. 40 metres around Adelaide's end of the ground. 25 plays 14.
Great defence there from Duggan. But what about that? Charlie Cameron, there's a player who is trending up with his career and one who's trending down. Lewis Cheddar, 4 possessions. Thought he had a bit more time.
Around the grounds to the G shortly from the restart. Betts with Hutchings. And it's quite close to the boundary line, about 25 out from the Crows' goal. Sloane pickpockets someone and kicks it to the top of the goal square. Going back there is Knight. And he's there with Elliot Yeo. Ball over the minor behind line. And it's 2-3-15 the Crows, 4-1-25 the Eagles. Meanwhile at the MCG for A-Dowd X-Pro from Breyer, it's the Tigers by 37 points at the 9-minute mark of the last term.
Emotional scenes, I'm sure, with Nick Revolt about to leave the ground there for the final time. 10-point lead here for the Eagles, and they're about to leave the ground for the final time. If they can't stretch this lead and at least win the game and then go the margin. But Adelaide are fighting back strongly in this quarter. Ball is loose now. Partington's been very quiet. The Cras had some moments. That's a push in the back, doesn't get a free. The pusher was Lever. Umpire says play on. Well, that's a heavy hit from Partington again on Lever. Didn't get a free. The Crows should have. Ball loose. Shepherd, Gaff, Sheed. Chain of hand passes. Sheed wants to change direction. That's an ambitious kick. But in the end, it might come off. Partington got a bad bounce. Freed up the hands. Back towards McGovern. He went at it with a little toe poke. That's Jeremy. Went for a second one. Doesn't want to bend over and get it. Poor football by Jeremy McGovern on 2 occasions. Ended up with Jenkins and gets it out wide to Lynch at left half back. That is really poor by Jeremy McGovern. That's lack of effort.
Lynch defensive side of the centre square. He finds Riley Knight, and Knight will kick to left half forward just inside the boundary line. He's found Mitch McGovern. McGovern off the left out of bounds on the full side of the boot stuff. Hayes.
They've had a good moment.
McGovern's haven't had a great minute, have they, Tim Gossage? He looks like he's carrying his shoulder, Jeremy McGovern.
Still bend over and pick it up.
Absolutely.
Twice.
10-point lead to the Eagles, 16 minutes gone nearly. 40-year anniversary Kubota Spring Catalogue scoreboard. The Eagles have got it at right half back through the agency of Duggan. So he's going to kick it to the tall timber with Vardy right in the middle of things. And Keith was there as well. So was Jenkins. Jenkins was tackled by Darling. They'll take the advantage, holding the ball. And a long ball inside 50 from Redden. One-on-one, going back with the flight. It's Lacroix. And takes a very good look up and leaves mark of the day. He'll hand pass it over the top to Cripps, and Cripps will slam it into the third tier. He's got his third, and the West Coast Eagles march out to a 16-point lead. The Eagles 5-1-31, the Crows 2-3-15, 16 gone, second term, Kubota 40-year anniversary Spring Catalogue scoreboard.
Drew Petrie again. An important hand in, forced the turnover.
Yeah, he's been good. Good take there from Mark Lacroix. All the players have been with the Adelaide Crows in this quarter. A very good result for the West Coast Eagles. Just got out the back. We're so used to seeing Adelaide do that. Tried to handball it again. I got a bit nervous. But got around him. And Cripps, 2 from the goal square today.
Well, that's what he gets paid to do. He's kicked 3. He's the only multiple goal kicker. And the Eagles are in front by 16 points. They led by 18 at quarter time. There's still plenty of time left in this half. This is AFL Nation. The Chicken Clubhouse is back now in the Macca's Gourmet Creations range. Turnover by Prittis, taken by Miller up. Has a bounce, closes on 50. He goes to the short option. It was touched off the boot. Taken by Hutchings. He's taken to ground under a very strong Toro time cutter HD tackle from Miller up. He certainly put his hand up if there's a spot going in the Crows finals campaign.
He has 9 inside 50s to 3 in this quarter. But the scoreboard shows 1 goal each.
Push out, no free kick for Vardy. Matt Crouch, back feeds a hand pass, taken by Smith, gets it to McKay, closes on 50, he kicks it long, he kicks it strong, and he's kicked it to the right. 2-4-16 to 5-1-31. Eagles in front by 15 points, 7.5 gone. Kubota 40-year anniversary Spring Catalogue scoreboard.
Clearance is becoming an issue for West Coast. They've won 11, but 22 in favour of the Adelaide Crows. Jacobs having an influence in that area.
Hearn called to play on at full back. Didn't quite come off the boot the way he intended, and Douglas was able to take a contested mark. 55 out from his attacking goal. Left half forward, Richard Douglas. I think he would have set this one up and let the tall timber fly at the back is Lynch. Trying to soccer it off the ground was Knight right on the goal line, but couldn't get anything on it, and a minor score. 2-5-17 the Crows, 5-1-31 the Eagles, 14 points the spread in favour of the home side. 18.5 gone second term. Ray White clock, they have the know-how.
Beautiful day for footy, about 25, 26 degrees. The breeze still going from left to right in favour of the Eagles end of the ground. In this quarter, the Eagles have kicked 1 goal. Adelaide have kicked 1 goal 4. There's the kick down the line. Keith up, punched away from him by Vardy. Over the line and out of play, will have a throw in. It's still at left half forward end of the ground for the Adelaide Crows. 14 points the margin.
20 disposals for Matt Crouch, 15 for Rory Sloane, 19 for Brad Crouch. The two Crouch brothers have been playing very well. Redden with 15 and Gaff and Mitchell with 13 apiece for the West Coast Eagles.
Simmons home stats. Adelaide again inside 50. Chaos ball. Eddie. Oh, he lost it, got it back. He didn't get pinged for holding the ball. Comes back to Lynch, throws it on the boot. Didn't travel the required distance. Brad Crouch, look out, Seedsman. He's hit hard from behind. Matt Crouch, good kick. Intelligent kick to space. And Miller will go back and have a shot on goal. We're right behind the kick, 35 out on a 45-degree angle.
Just continues to get the ball. Matt Crouch, possession number 21, and probably his most effective. Just waited for the lead from Miller to come. He's been effective, Malera. What a game he's playing.
Yeah, just 19 years of age still. Plenty of footy ahead of him in his 24th game. He's kicked 7 goals this year. We're right behind the number 30. And he bangs it straight through the middle. Good goal and reward for effort for Adelaide and also for Wayne Miller up. 5-1-31 to 3-5-23. Margin back to 8 points. We're ticking into time on. This is AFL Nation. The Chicken Clubhouse is back now in the Macca's Gourmet Creation range. And the scoreboard, Kubota 40-year anniversary spring catalogue scoreboard. It's 31 place 23. Here's Paul Hazelby.
Picked up with a pick that they got from Patrick Dangerfield exiting the club to the Geelong Cats. He's got a long way to go, Tim, but he's making some inroads today. Been a little bit inconsistent, but he just gives them that extra speed. Not that they lack that in the forward line, but through the midfield, if he can push from that area into the forward line, it's just another proposition that opposition teams have to stop.
Umpire Sean Ryan's got the ball back in the middle. AFL Nation, all thanks to Macca's. The bounce favours Jacobs. Petrie did the ruck work and then gave it straight back to Jacobs, who swings it out on the right towards half forward. Bounce didn't go too well for Shepherd. Picked up by Betts. Hand pass on the inside to Matt Crouch. He's 55 out from goal. Spears it inside 50. Over the top of the head of Jenkins. At the back, working hard is Barris. Hand passes to no one in particular. Pritis picks it up though. Gives it to Duggan. And now off to Redden on the last line of defence. Redden's kick no good. Mark taken by Smith. 55 out from his attacking goal at the city end of the ground.
I stand corrected. I haven't seen Sam Mitchell for a while.
Smith sends it long, right to the goal line. Big fly. Barris can't bring it down. Now it's at the floor. Jenkins and McGovern. Yo. Hand passes it to Jetta. Jetta in the right back pocket. Then gives it to Redden. Really nearly brought to ground. Eventually he is. But Sheed has the poise. Nearly to Pritis. Ball in dispute now. He couldn't tap it to himself, Matt Pritis. Hutchings, Mitchell, there he is. Pritis picks it up, hacks it forward to no one in particular. Who's there? The Crows Brown. Gets it to Sloane in the bullseye. He hand passes away. Off to McKay. Then over the top to Brad Crouch. To Knight rather. And then gives the hand pass back to McKay. Off to a teammate who couldn't quite dispose of it. Umpire said play on. Comes to Petrie. Mitchell. Now to Hutchings. Hutchings coughs it up to Douglas. Short ball from Douglas. They get it away here. McKay. Jacobs runs into a dead end. Off to Matt Crouch. 55, 45. They give it off. Shot a goal from Smith is good. Good passage of play from the Crows. That's a Coates Hire goal of the day contender. When you can't leave sight, Coates Hire delivers call 13-15-52. And the Crows are back within 2 points. 5-1-31 to 4-5-29. 22.5 gone second term. Kubota 40-year anniversary spring catalogue scoreboard.
Gets every footballer at some time. Just looking at that last piece of play, Matt Pritis just looked very slow, fumbled. It was a poor kick going in the forward line, and then on the turnover, just didn't have the speed to go with the Adelaide Crows players. It was a good transference from them. They were able to force the turnover. Just in control at the moment, Adelaide. Been better around the clearances, getting more opportunities inside 50. Some of their forwards starting to stand up.
We'll go around the grounds for Aviator X-Pro from Bayer shortly. In the meantime, ball back in the middle. 2 point lead to the Eagles. Crows are coming. Umpires paid a free kick. It's a rare one in this quarter for West Coast. It's been taken by Petrie. He'll flare it wide to Yo. They need more from him. He could go short down the line. Wasn't the best of kicks. It forced the Jetta to stretch and take the mark. He's 65 out. There's a lot of hand waving. He goes short into the pocket. Sheed mark suited by the left. He's about 35 metres out, but he's certainly on a tight angle right on the boundary line.
Tigers by 41 points. 18-minute mark of the last quarter. 16-8, 104 to 9-9, 63.
So Dom Sheed, what sort of day has Dom Sheed had today? He's had just the 7 disposals. He's the future. He's the sort of Pritis Mitchell midfielder that they look forward to. There's the kick by Sheed. He went narrow right off the boot. 5-2-32 to 4-5-29. Eagles by 3 points. 24 gone. Still 4 minutes of play to go in this quarter. Kubota 40-year anniversary spring catalogue scoreboard.
Brought it into the left full-back pocket, the Crows. Brad Crouch takes the mark. He's caught the play on his run off his line. Jetta came charging at him. He got the kick away, did Crouch. His target was Jacobs. No mark. Eagles at the floor. Petrie gives it off to Sheed. By hand to Pritis. To Yo. 45 out. Right half forward. Kicks and just sneaks it inside the right hand behind post. Minor score. 5-3-33 the Eagles. 4-5-29 the Crows. 24 and a half gone. Second term.
So Adelaide will bring the ball back in and they're going to break quickly. Oh, it's cleared the pack. Matt Crouch, they got a good bounce. Pritis got a shocker. And they're out here, Adelaide. Douglas and Matt Crouch combine. Come back inboard. Matt Crouch again. That's why he gets it, because he always makes himself available. McKay. And this all came about from a very fortuitous bounce over the top of Pritis. Jenkins has had a pretty ordinary day. McGovern for the Eagles. Jeremy McGovern. Turnover. Barras. Hand pass it straight to Atkins. He throws the ball on the ground. Umpire says play on. Loose ball over the footy. Millerer. He kicks it with the right around the corner. They need a bounce here. Or if it got past Yo, they would have been in a world of pain. There's Hearn. Hand pass out wide. Kicks long down the line. Duggan. Beautiful kick. Spots up a teammate in Gaff. At half-back left. 33 plays 29. He was in front. We've gone 25 second quarter.
Gaff on the left, along the boundary line. His target is Kennedy. He gets up strong and takes a good contested mark in front of Lever.
They need more from Kennedy. That's his 4th disposal. No goals.
On the Toyota Good for Footy logo.
No supply, though, has there been?
Kennedy kicks towards left half forward to his mate, Jack Darling, who takes the grab. 65 out from goal. Get it in long, get it in quick. They're all pointing the Eagles fans in front of us. Was Kennedy blocked off the football? I think he was. He fell to ground. Umpire said play on. Right to the goal square. It's Jetta and Brown forces it over for a minor score. Eagles by 5 points. 26 gone second term. Chemist Warehouse replay on that one will be interesting to see whether Kennedy's path was blocked. Haven't seen one as of yet.
I think he ran into him on purpose to try and draw the free kick.
Good call by Paul Hazelby. Tend to agree with you for Red Energy Expert. Up goes Vardy on the kick out. He's taken the mark in front of Big Jacobs. He's 55 metres out from goal. Eagles in front by 5 points. Win, yes. Margin important. Pops it up. Kennedy's there. 25 out. Ball at the back. Sheed. Hand pass. Gaff. Got it from Shuey and kicks the goal. Coach higher goal and possibly a Bennett break big moment. Eagles stem the flow. Gaff gets his first. Eagles up by double digits, 11 points. 6-4-40, 4-5-29. Here's our Red Energy Expert, Paul Hazelby.
Vardy's taken some good marks around the ground. It was a good kick into a dangerous position. Kennedy flew, but what about the work at ground level from Dom Sheed? He was the one that quickly gave the handball out the back, and that brought Andrew Gaff into play. Been impressed with Gaff today. 15 possessions, some big tackles. It's always good when Andrew Gaff gets forward and kicks some goals. They needed that one, the West Coast Eagles, just a bit of a steadier because Adelaide were coming. 26 disposals at the moment to Matt Crouch.
AFL Nation, all thanks to Maccas. The bounce favoured Jacobs. Got it off to Brad Crouch. He just throws it on the boot. Bit of a torp inside 50. Jenkins came charging out at it. Couldn't take the mark. Gaff front and centre. Short ball to Duggan. Duggan at left half back. Was looking one way, but then decided to go back along the boundary line. Darling stuck a mid up, couldn't bring it in. Ball in. Around the grounds for Adelaide ex-pro from Bayer. 23 minutes gone, final term MCG. Tigers by 47 points.
Crouch brothers will break the record today. They keep going at this rate. 26 to Matt, 22 for Brad Crouch.
Ball in to the back. Lacroix kicks it forward hurriedly. Pitches well for the Eagles. It spills to ground level. Snap on goal from Hutchings is good. Bit of push and shove from Shuey and Brown after the fact. Umpire Ryan there. And now it's spilled over a bit to Hutchings and Keith. But they all break. And it's the West Coast Eagles who lead by 17 points. 7-4-46 to 4-5-29. And we've played 29 minutes, second term, Kubota 40-year anniversary spring catalogue scoreboard.
Not sure what Brown's doing. I reckon he's just going to get himself 2-week suspension. He's just hit Hutchings or Shuey with the jumper punch. I don't think he had the jumper, but punched him straight in the head. Might have been with an open fist. But the AFL have been pretty clear on that rule.
17 points the margin, West Coast way. They led by 18 at quarter time, and Adelaide have been all over them, but West Coast have managed to almost squeeze back that same lead. But Adelaide have a chance to get out of the middle here for another clearance. Jacobs, it slewed off the side of the boot. How does the ball bounce? It normally has been bouncing pretty well for Adelaide. Well run, Jeremy McGovern gets it to Shepherd. Gets it to Gaff, looks up, spots up Mitchell, the veteran out and going, gets it to Sheed. Quick entry is what they want. Kennedy's got away. Oh, he's missed the target. Sora coming back the other way. Kelly taken by Shuey. A little trickler along the ground, and the Eagles have got 3 in 2 minutes. Coach Higher goal of the day. All of a sudden, the bounce of the rubber ball is favouring the home team. 23 points the margin, closing in on half-time. 30 gone. Shuey gets his first, as Paul Hazelby.
I wouldn't call it exploding from the centre, but there was Pritis, Mitchell and Sheed all running through the corridor together. It was the kick in from Sheed. Didn't find its target in Josh Kennedy, but Luke Shuey, what a class player he is, just followed it up quickly onto his left foot. Little dribbler, but it was always going through. Just looked over at Brown and said, you just worry about what you're doing, my friend.
AFL Nation, all thanks to Maccas. Eagles back inside the 8 right now. It was 105.2% before that goal each, West Coast and Melbourne, with the Eagles obviously breathing down their necks. Ball bounce back in the middle, hasn't gone too far.
Melbourne supporters are going for another whiskey and another cigar. Dr. Turf is having a go. Katie Price is a Melbourne fan. Kerry Lambert, good friend of mine, she'd be absolutely biting her fingernails, albeit them false.
Thrown up again, Jacobs wins it down. Lacroix on the ball, couldn't get a hand to it. Comes to Sloan. Sloan a one-on-one at half-back with Betts and Hearn. Betts won the day. Gets away from McGovern. He kicks to top of the goal square. Jenkins marks and goals. Simple stuff.
It's a munga kick.
Quick response by Adelaide. 8-4-52 the Eagles. 5-5-35 the Crows. 31 and a half minutes gone. Ray White clock, they have the know-how. Paul Hazelby on AFL Nation.
The clearance work from the Adelaide Crows, keeping them in this contest. 28 clearances now to 13 in favour of Adelaide. Open forward line. Eddie Betts wasn't quite the munga kick, but got it into the path of Jenkins.
Wasn't good.
No, but the munga's when it's a crowded forward line.
Okay.
That was just around his body. He did put it into a torpedo shape to get it in there into the path of Jenkins. It worked. Good comeback from Adelaide.
Handful of seconds to go. Another quick goal from Adelaide, and that'll certainly change the mood in this venue. Quick kick by Douglas to half forward. Eddie Betts got pushed out of it, didn't get a free. Loose ball, hand pass, comes back to Crouch. He goes to Jenkins. A well done by Barris. Attack the footy, comes back now to Knight. He went without it. Siren sounds when Adelaide were attacking again. 32 minutes and 14 seconds. That second quarter, and it is West Coast, their lead reduced by a point from quarter time, 8-4-52 to 5-5-35, 18 at quarter, 17 at half time.
Yeah, that's the Kubota scoreboard at half time. Kubota's history-making spring catalogue is out now. Great deals and competitive finance on Kubota favourites. The goal scorers for West Coast, Jamie Cripps had 3 in the first half, and then singles to Gaff, Redden, Shuey, Vardy and Hutchings. And for the Crows, it's 1 each to Jenkins, Betts, Miller, Smith and McGovern. And it's the West Coast Eagles who lead by 17 points at half-time. 8 goals for 52 to 5-5-35. This is AFL Nation right around the country, all thanks to Macca's. Hold a 17-point lead at half-time here at Domain Stadium, 8-4-52 to 5-5-35. And it is half-time thanks to Choices Flooring. For the floor you've been searching for, visit choicesflooring.com.au. Richmond and St Kilda wrapping up at the MCG a short time ago, and a big win for the Tigers, finishing third on the AFL ladder, and Nick Riewoldt being chaired off by Jack Riewoldt and also Bruce as well from St Kilda, and that's a fitting tribute from Jack to Nick. Goss.
Nice photo, and career over, and Richmond now, the top 4 is all set in concrete. Now we're just going to decide who's going to make the 8.
Now this week's Foodworks Local Hero, Foodworks, Australia's truly local and independent supermarket, proudly supporting our local heroes of the community. This week's winner is Marty Waddleworth from Perth. He was a junior coach at Swan District's junior and senior football club, and was in one position or another: president, treasurer, secretary, there for some 20 to 25 years, sometimes having even more roles.
Is it the Swanview Footy Club? Swanview?
Swanview?
Yep.
What did I say?
Swan Districts.
Oh, did I?
Swanview is a part of that area, so it's easy, mistake easily made, Jackie.
Sorry, Swanview.
Good club.
Sorry to Marty. Still involved in local footy. He's his first to arrive, last to leave. Does every job from marking lines on the oval to running the bar. To nominate your local here, simply head to our Facebook page, our local hero here, at facebook.com/AFL Nation. Foodworks, Australia's truly local and independent supermarket. Hayes, what do you think might happen here at the start of the quarter before I tell everyone about Draft Stars?
Much of the same, but I think the West Coast Eagles just need to improve around the centre bounces, get more from that area. They were beaten convincingly in the clearances, but if they can just hold sway for this second half, Mitchell, Prittis and Sheed all lift their rating, I think they can win this game.
Now, Draft Stars has over 200,000 available in cash prizes each weekend. You can try for free or pay to play from as little as $1. 18 plus, gamble responsibly. Make sure you download the Draft Stars app, pick your team, and then watch your players score points live during play. That is with Draft Stars. 17-point lead to the Eagles over the Crows, and some good signs last quarter from the Crows to fight a little mini fight back in that last quarter. Harm from gambling starts earlier than you think, so it's important to learn the signs. Visit betcheck.vic.gov.au. Second half almost about to start here at Domain Stadium. The last game we're going to see AFL-wise here at Domain Stadium, and it's got an important finish for the West Coast Eagles in terms of making the final 8 that will play in September. Full house too, beautiful weather, still in the low 20s, and not a cloud in the sky. And has that breeze swung around, Goss? I don't think so. He's still at the easterly.
Still going from left to right, and the umpire's now coming in to tell Sloan and Shuey to concentrate on the ball. But while we're waiting for the host broadcaster to get going, this will always happen. Push and shove while we're all standing in positions. That's been the case for the last minute.
Adelaide have lined up with 8 defenders and only 4 forwards, so a couple that are going to run through the contest to start this third quarter.
Play to get underway. The Eagles take a 17-point lead into the last half of the last game before the final series gets underway. No clear knockdown, but Vardy gathers the loose ball. It was met solidly front on by Brad Couch. No pry. We'll have a secondary ball up just outside the bullseye. 18 points at quarter time, 17 at the half. The Eagles have got to at least win by 19 to have any chance of making the finals. Melbourne fans around the country sitting on the edge of their couch, listening to AFL Nation. I know plenty of Melbourne supporters are cheering like crazy for the Adelaide Crows right now.
So where do you reckon they are in the stage of rebooking the ski trip? Where are they, do you think, at the moment?
You'd still be confident.
Okay.
You'd still be confident if you're a Melbourne fan. Eagles have not known to finish games off all that well. Now, that's an interesting giveaway from Matt Crouch. Big fend-off came from Vardy. Prittis, taken strongly, had Pryor. Didn't get a kick away. Gets a push in the back. Should be a free kick to Lacroix. No. Gee, that ball going nowhere fast. There's a lot of tackles and we've gone a minute and the ball's actually gone 5 metres to the side. 52 plays 35.
Could be the last half for Matt Prittis. I reckon he should go to Matt Crouch and just sit on him and try and reduce his impact on this game.
Jacobs gets it down to Sloan, and the Crows will go forward here. 2-on-2 contest. McGovern and Jenkins were there. No mark at ground level. Now Atkins met LaCroix solidly. Shepherd back there in defence for the Eagles at right half back. No possession as of yet. Atkins then gathers the loose football. Hand passes it up. Trying to get to Cameron. Couldn't get it to him. Now the Eagles in defence have to work hard. Barris off a step. Off the outside of the boot. Bangs it outside 50. Kennedy is there. Gets it up to Cripps. Then to Sheed. Now to Mitchell all by hand. And now Shuey can charge through the middle. Takes a bounce. Oh, he's got to stop. Slips over. Oh, Mitch McGovern buried him into the turf. It gets a hand pass away. Shuey just in time to Mitchell. Mitchell gets it away. Off to the defender in McKenzie. Short ball. Was looking for Gaff. He was edged underneath it by McKay. And then Gaff might have been manhandled. Umpire said yes, he was. And Gaff will get a free kick. Centre wing, left wing for the Eagles, heading towards the city end. And they lead by 17 points with 2.5 minutes gone in the third quarter.
No change to the half-time score. The play's been between the two 50s. There's the kick to half forward for the Eagles. Tapped down by Prittis. Had too much on it. Taken by Sloan. The ball knocked away. Vardy attacks the footy. He tackled strongly. Coming the other way was really good by Knight. Prittis dives on the footy. Hard bodies at it. Picked up by Atkins. The body came from Sloan. Hand passed over the top. Taken by Crouch. He's bumped solidly by LaCroix. Comes to Redden. Quick kick. Kennedy clears the pack. Ball comes to Hutchings. He's going to stroll in and kick his second. He doesn't kick many goals. He certainly doesn't kick two in a game. And the Eagles are out to a 23-point lead. 3 gone. Toyota Good for Footy scoreboard. West Coast 9-4-58. Adelaide 5-5-35. 3 minutes gone.
Not sure if it was on Rory Sloan, but drifted forward. That's what you need to do when you're playing on the superstars. Make them accountable. Well done to Mark LaCroix. Just beeline the ball against Brad Crouch. Didn't give away the free kick. Caused the spillage. He's been hard today, Mark LaCroix. Been impressed with some of his efforts. We know he's a superstar player when it's on his terms. He's been very good in the contest today.
AFL Nation, all thanks to Macca's. The Chicken Clubhouse is back, now in the Macca's Gourmet Creation range. And Sean Ryan puts the ball straight up again, back in the middle. Vardy wins it down. Sloan, though, as he was falling to the ground, got a hand pass away. Here's McKay, deep inside 50, one-on-one. Barris and Jenkins, bounced off Jenkins' chest. At ground level, Barris on hands and knees, gets the hand pass up to Yo, and then to Gaff. And the releasing kick from Yo along the boundary line, or to Shuey, couldn't quite gather it. Spills over the line and will have a ball in between left half back and centre wing for the Eagles.
You mentioned Mark LaCroix. Does he get another year?
He does, yes, for mine. Why not? He's kicked 30 goals plus in a season. Not easy to do. No Fremantle Docker has done that this year.
The Eagles still by 17 points.
Set them all.
4.25 minutes gone in the term. Jacobs wins it down to Sloan. Hand pass to McKay. Good tackle on him by Cripps. And the umpire will be forced to come in and ball it up. Toyota Good for Footy scoreboard. And it's the West Coast Eagles who lead 9-4-58 to 5-5-35. 4.5 gone.
Richmond have done the job on St Kilda. It's a farewell to Nick Reebok. Kicked by McKay down the line. It pitched in front of Jenkins and over the line and out of play. And we'll have a throw in.
Barris has done a good job on Jenkins, winning the one-on-one battles. Showed strength. They've missed Taylor Walker. Just that third tall.
9 clearances to Sloan, 7 to Brad Crouch, 4 to Matt Crouch, and 3 to Sam Mitchell only as McKay gets a little bit of treatment behind play. Boundary umpire taking an eternity to throw it in. 25 out, Adelaide's into the ground. They trail by the biggest lead of the game, 23 points. Yo was taken high, quick kick out of the congestion. What was his intention? It wasn't to keep it in, I don't think. The umpire says that's okay. We'll have a throw in again. 40 metres around, Adelaide's end of the ground. They trail by 23. We've gone 5 minutes. Toyota Good for Footy scoreboard.
40 metres around from the goals at the Subiaco end. From the knock down, Vardy comes as far as Matt Crouch, who snaps on the left and kicks it straight over the top of the goal umpire's hat. First goal of the second half goes the way of the visitors. 9-4-58 the Eagles, 6-5-41 the Crows. 6 gone third term. Toyota Good for Footy scoreboard.
Oh, he's a superstar of the competition now. We were all talking about where the midfielders were going to come for the Adelaide Crows this year. Well, he has stepped up immensely. His brother's done the same. 30 possessions now and 1 goal for Matt Crouch. So effective in and around the contest. But he is a smart player as well, and just got a little bit of space in the forward line from that stoppage. That's all he needs. No West Coast Eagles gone near him today.
Now they won't go near him right now because he's sitting on the bench after that goal. That's just his 6th goal for the year. Simmons home stat. Proudly building home since 1949. Back underway. So again, the margin back to 17 points. Eagles have to keep responding, and you've got to fear that this is going to end up in tears. Ham knocked down Brad Crouch, taken by Shepherd off a step. Going back with the flight, being forced to spoil. That's almost 50 metres against Cripps. He pushed Lever after he took the mark for no reason. Lever off a step. Kicks it long to the wing. They have the footy now. It's Atkins. Kicks it down the line. McGovern, Mitch and McKenzie. Underground hand pass. Yo gets it back. Gee, they run the light fantastic then right on the boundary line, and Yo's going to get 3 moments in this link-up now. He could get it back here if he keeps running. Taken by Kennedy. Yo's the outside one. Kennedy ignores him from 52 metres out. You're having a lean day. He could have given it. He had players running with him, but who's to argue with the Coleman medalist? That was a poor shot on goal. Margin back to 18 points. 7 minutes gone. 59 plays 41. West Coast lead.
He's entitled, but I would have given it back to Elliot Yo. The 200-metre run.
Brown from full-back to Seedsman. Seedsman along the wing. Big fly from Cameron. Couldn't bring the mark down. Up against the boundary line is Miller. McGovern worried him off it. Hearn wins the football to Gaff, to McGovern, and then back into the corridor to Mitchell. Takes the mark on his chest, stabs it low, finds a teammate in Sheed. Oh, nearly 50. The bloke coming in from the side, the Crows player might have well infringed, but turnover, mark taken by Kelly.
Big let off there. They had 2 players out wide, the West Coast Eagles.
Kelly to Atkins to McGovern, who's got 20 metres worth of space. He'll go further afield to Knight. Traps it. 45 out. Left half forward. Top of the goal square. Jenkins going back with the flight there with McGovern, who did well. At the floor. Betts. Great tackle on him from McKenzie holding the ball. That's a good Toro time cutter HD tackle on Eddie Betts from Eric McKenzie. 9 gone, 3rd term. It's the Eagles who lead by 3 goals.
It's a lucky let off for Dom Sheed on that poor disposal, Paul, half forward.
They didn't chase too hard back.
Kick out wide. Now, Adelaide have numbers here on this contest. Petrie was happy to see it over. He does, opposed to Jacobs and Lever, and we'll have a throw in. It's 65, maybe that's 70 metres around from Adelaide's goal. 9 minutes gone. And West Coast are on the cusp. They're 18 points in front. Throw in. Petrie, Jacobs through the legs of Gaff, but he has time to recover to Duggan, to Sheed. Oh, got around 1, Sloan, got around 2, Douglas. Got it back to the goal kicker in Hutchings, back to Duggan. He could give it to Lacrague. Lacrague gets told to get out of his way, has 2 bounces. He can kick now to open space. Hand passes to Lacrague, 55 metres out. This would be a fair goal if he can kick it. He missed all the targets. He had Jetta short, he had Kennedy running for him. Eventually the ball's gone over the line and out of play. It's the Eagles by 18 points. Throw in left forward pocket.
Yeah, 9-5-59 to 6-5-41. Welcome to stations who have joined us from Richmond and St Kilda. It's the West Coast Eagles who lead by 18 points at the 10-minute mark of the third quarter.
Is that enough?
Jack Crawshaw, Tim Gossage and Paul Hazelby in commentary for AFL Nation at Domain Stadium. Ball back over the line and the throw in. Well, it's going to be 18 or more, doesn't it?
Melbourne supporters will be absolute. Walk the dog, walk the Pekingese, walk the dogs, go and have a cigar, go and have a shardy, because it's going to be an agonising hour for you.
Ball in, Darling in the ruck, wins it down to the front. Lever there with Shuey.
What are the players doing right now, Goss? You reckon they're together, or they're just at home watching it? Because if they lose, well, they're straight out, aren't they?
Yeah, they'll be on the gear. Don't worry about that tonight. They'll be knocking back a few beers tonight.
On the gas.
Yeah, that's it.
10.5 minutes gone in the quarter. 1 down by Jacobs. Lacrague went without it. Lever held him the whole way, and Mark Lacrague will get a free kick. 35 metres out, just left of centre.
They're ringing costume places and dress-up shops right now as we speak, with Lacrague going back for this set shot.
Ready for tomorrow, but nothing to celebrate at Melbourne this year. They're in the 8 for most of the season. Dropped the game yesterday against Collingwood. Could come back to haunt them. Mark Lacrague has been a key reason for that. He's been dangerous today. Ninth possession.
Hasn't hit the scoreboard as of yet, though. Mark Lacrague, 28 goals this season. He's kicking towards the city end. We're right behind the kick. It starts right. It's bending back and just sneaks in.
Doesn't ever.
10-5, 65 the Eagles. They lead by 24 points. That means they're now in. 6-5, 41 the Crows. 11 and a half minutes gone. Mark LeCras brings up his first of the afternoon. Toyota Good for Footy scoreboard. Don't forget the footy raffle. It raises funds to help your footy club. Visit toyota.com.au/raffle.
Didn't strike it at all well.
No.
He was lucky to get that through. Just faded late. We've seen that over the last couple of seasons with Mark LeCras as he's been working up the ground through the midfield. When he's been shooting for goal, he hasn't been as dead-eye as he was early in his career. But more time in the forward line, closer to goal this season.
24 points to lead, Eagles way. Tap down Vardy's been outstanding. Sheed just got away, got it to Mitchell, off a step, quick kick to half forward. Bounce to the ball important. Gathering it under pressure, the Crows. Brown kicks it long down the line, out of bounds on the full.
The applause there for Lewis Jetta. That's what they want from him. He can play an important part in this game.
Smith it was, sorry. Smith, Brown, Jones. Here's the kick taken by Jeremy McGovern. Quick kick. Now, Petrie is being held from behind. He's forced to play the role of spoiler. Knocks it to the boundary line, away from Lever. Cripps over the top. Got it from Gaff. That's a win for the Eagles. We'll have a throw in on the wing.
It's such great plays there from Drew Petrie, and a lot of young forwards around the competition could look at that and just say, if you're out of position, all you need to do is get a fist in there, get the ball to ground. It means so much to your teammates.
13 gone, third quarter. Edge of the seat stuff for Melbourne fans and Eagles fans alike. Ball on the wing. Here's Prittis. Could this be his second last game? Last game, who knows what it is. But here's Mitchell. Look away, hand pass. Duggan, here's the voice out wide. Gives it on to Yo. He loves to run. He's 65 out. He kicks towards Kennedy! Doesn't get it. Front on free kick. Front on gets a free. Coming back with the flight was Hardigan. He can't believe it. Umpire Ryan says Hardigan head in hand, waving his hands around. And Kennedy will go back and line up for goal, which will take a look for a Chemist Warehouse replay.
He can't believe it, and he's done a terrific job, Hardigan. No goals yet for Josh Kennedy. The ball was good coming in from Yo. Hard and low to advantage to Kennedy. Waiting for a replay.
His first goal for the day? Yes, it is. Eagles have got a very handy 5-goal buffer. 11-5 to 6-5, 14 gone. Toyota Good for Footy scoreboard.
Can he get going? Josh Kennedy needs another 5 to win the Coleman medal.
You've just seen the Chemist Warehouse replay. What did you think?
I was talking to you. Get another look. Yep, that's a free kick. Took his eyes off the ball. That's all they need to see, the umpire. Going back, if you make contact without your eyes on the football, it's a free kick all day long.
Earlier today, Essendon defeated Fremantle by 15 points at Docklands and Richmond by 41 points over St Kilda at the MCG. And this is AFL Nation, all thanks to the Chicken Clubhouse, which is back now at Macca's in the Gourmet Creations range. One down by Vardy to Prittis. Prittis just tumbles the ball forward, only as far as Douglas. Gives the hand pass off to Matt Crouch. They go backwards towards Kelly, and a Kelly short ball to Seedsman. Seedsman will just chip it over the top. Short, and the mark is taken. The Crows have got it in between left half back and the wing. Short ball. A few short possessions here at the moment here for the Crows. Just trying to find a long option. Lynch is lurking. They go in that direction. Went through Vardy's hands. He went up the tallest. At ground level, McGovern met by Hearn over the boundary line and will have a ball in. 55 out from goal, left half forward, Subiaco end. It's the Eagles by 5 goals at the 15.5-minute mark of the third term.
Andrew Gaff, 24 disposals, had a pretty good quarter. Mitchell, 22, Redden, 20. Crouch brothers, 31 and 28 for Adelaide. Matt with the 31. Throw in. They are Simmons' home stats. Prittis has been important this quarter as well. Gathers, throws it on the boot. That's a very good mark. Hardigan. This will be his first kick. The last kick to his teammate, to his opposition player, was Kennedy, was a goal. But Hardigan has taken the mark and then kicked it down the line. Mark's been taken by the skipper Hearn. Now he's called to play on. He's changing direction. It's a kick to the middle. Missed its target. Duggan being chased down. He zigs and then he zags and then gets it. Knocks it down. Well done, Riley Knight. Did really well. Gets it to Cameron. That's holding the ball. Tackled by Yo.
Yo's been enormous. Some good runs down the ground, some physical pressure. Possession number 20 coming up.
30 points the Eagles' way, 16 gone. And that is on the Ray White clock. They have the know-how.
Yo went for Darling, couldn't take the mark. Oh, Mitchell got a shove in the back from Millerer. And Mitchell will quickly get up and kick it into the middle of the ground to Cripps, who takes the mark on his chest. He then turns around and spears it to Shuey. Just forward of the bullseye. He's got a runner on the outer side who can mark now. It's Partington. He's 60 out from goal. Vardy going back to the goal square with Jenkins. Partington decides to go short, looking for Petrie. No mark. Now the Crows have got possession of the ball through Seedsman. Met front on by Yo, over the line, ball in, 45 out from goal at right half.
I want to say this is the nicest possible way. I don't think Luke Partington is ready for AFL football. And
I'm with you,
been.
Tim.
They won decent game.
His first game was good, but just looked like a rabbit then, didn't he? Spotlight was on him, made a poor decision going inside 50. The Eagles have done that 4 times this quarter.
Eagles by 5 goals, 17.5 minutes gone, third term. Ray White clock to have the know-how from the stoppage. Shepherd lays a good tackle on Atkins, and that is holding the ball.
It's strange, he didn't want to give it away. Atkins had a number of options to hand pass, and he chose to hang on.
I think he thought he had no prize, so he just held on to it and thought the umpire would just go for the easy ball up. Free kick. West Coast go inside 50 and Darling's uncontested. No whistle.
Petrie free.
On inside the goal square, so Petrie will have a shot from the top of the square straight in front.
They're breaking the game open, the West Coast Eagles. This is their time. Need to put some scoreboard pressure on. High ball coming in. Either the mark to Darling or the free kick to Petrie.
For his 441st career goal, Drew Petrie. He made the goal umpire work to his right.
Yes.
But he comes back and signals full points. West Coast down by 36 points. 12-5-77. 6-5-41 the Crows. 18.5 gone. Toyota, good for footy scoreboard.
What do the Adelaide Crows do from here? Not much to be gained. Rory Sloane runs back into the middle. He's been kicked out. Eddie Betts put himself into the centre bounce.
Surely it's a bit of a learning experience for the Crows. If they find themselves in a position like this in finals, Hayes, they probably want to have a bit of a run at putting it into place in a game like this.
Yeah, but how much energy do you want to spend trying to get back from this point in time, I think is the question. Yes, you want to put your best foot forward all the time, but sometimes it doesn't always happen.
Big lead now for the Eagles. The question is, can they hang on? Betts has attacked the footy. Turnover. It was a terrible hand pass from Sheed, taken by Brad Crouch. Kick inside 50. Barris is there, being chased by Jenkins. Can Barris keep it in? Does he want to keep it in? No. And the ball goes over the line and now the play will have a throw in. 18 free kicks, West Coast, 5 Adelaide. Simmons Holmes stat. And it was 4-1, if I remember rightly. So
yep.
Adelaide have had 1 free kick since about the 15-minute mark of the first quarter. Yo just got the hand pass away. Taken by Vardy. Quick kick. Petrie caught underneath the footy. Well done by Gaffs. Used his body well on a couple of occasions now. Loose ball. Petrie. Big side bump there on his Crows opponent. Umpire's allowed this to go on, and Cripps has raked the ball out. Taken by Shepherd. Out to Duggan. Duggan can go. Here he is. Partington has to be good. And he's just got out-muscled again by Brodie Smith. And the ball goes over the line and out of play. We'll have a throw in between left centre wing and left half forward. 12-5-77 to 6-5-41. Eagles have kicked 4 goals to Adelaide's 1 this quarter. The third quarter, Toyota good for footy scoreboard.
Thrown in, Ruckman jostle. Jacobs wins it down to the floor. Betts is in there with Prittis trying to wrestle the ball off each other. McKay comes in over the top and lays a good tackle on Prittis.
He's got a big quarter.
Has been better. He's been on Crouch. And Crouch started the quarter well, but hasn't had a disposal in the last 8 minutes.
Ball up between the centre wing and left half forward for the Eagles. McKay tried to get a kick away and good smother from the Brownlow medalist Matt Prittis. We'll have another throw in.
The crowd are feeling it with Matt Prittis.
Well, he's going to say goodbye to him here, but if they keep going like this, he's got to play next week. 2 weeks' time, sorry.
36-point lead to the Eagles. They're in the 8 at the moment. Ball thrown in. Petrie wins it down to Mitchell. Then to Sheed. Sheed hooks it round the body, but only as far as Alex Keith, who marks at right half back for the Crows. The former Victorian Bush Rangers Melbourne Stars cricketer, Alex Keith, Remember Sean Marsh whacking him in a Big Bash game for about 30 off one over at the Wacker one day. Then he decided, I think I might stick to the football rather than the cricket. Go along the line from right half back towards the wing, and McGovern. Is that the first intercept mark for McGovern today, I would have thought. He goes towards Kennedy, nearly got chopped off there by Hardigan. The Crows back into the contest. McKay, short to Lynch, who marks just inside the boundary line.
Wasn't a great kick by Jeremy McGovern, was it? Really sort of telegraphed it to Kennedy.
Lynch concedes some ground, gets it back to Hardigan, and then to the wing on the far side of the ground. The mark's been taken by Keith. Keith short, finds Kelly. Eagles by 36 points at the 22-minute mark of the third quarter.
Still plenty of time for Adelaide to reduce this margin, and they need to. 6 goals behind. At this stage, Melbourne fans, well, they're not thinking about 2 weeks' time. They're thinking about holidays in September, because the margin is beyond them now. What can the Eagles do? Can they hang on? They're not known to finish games off well, and we know Adelaide will keep on coming, and they score quickly. No free. The ball's at left half forward, wrapped up in the tackle. He's going to be ping holding the ball here, West Coast. It's going to be a free kick to the Crows, and that would be their first free kick since, I reckon, the second minute of the second quarter. Cameron, Seedsman with the left, a floater. Oh. A floater just scrapes it through for a minor score on the boundary line. Good pressure chase by the Eagles, Petrie and also Duggan. 12-5, 77 to 6-6, 42. 23 gone, third quarter.
Redden short from full back, finds Dom Sheed. Sheed to Mitchell. Sam Mitchell's got Hutchings on the broadcast side if he wants to use him. He's going to go to the opposite side of the ground. Got a good lead on it. It's from Luke Shuey.
You know what he does, Mitchell? He runs where he wants someone to run.
Shuey inboard to McGovern.
And they do.
On the outside to Shepherd. They're running here, West Coast. They've got 3 of them. Shepherd to Shuey. There's the third. Cripps. Cripps kicks inside 50. Kennedy caught in between a sandwich of a couple of Crows. Darling, did well. Darling paddled it to LaCroix, and he dribbles it home for his second of the quarter, Mark LaCroix. It's a little deft touch from Jack Darling, Paul Hazelby, and the Eagles now march out to a 7-goal lead. West Coast 13-5, 83. The Crows 6-6, 42. 24 minutes gone third term. Toyota good for footy scoreboard.
This is good by West Coast. The last 5 weeks it's been all Josh Kennedy dominating for them. Today he's been well held by Hardigan, but all of a sudden their other forwards have really stepped up. Cripps has got 3, Hutchings has chimed in with 2, LaCroix with 2, and Jack Darling, well played there. A very good tap just to put it into the path of Mark LaCroix, who works really hard forward. And again, they exposed them through the midfield with leg speed.
Back in the middle, Petrie's been outstanding. Jacobs wins the knock, taken by Sloan. He's slung in the tackle. Mitchell, hand pass turnover. Good smother down by LaCroix. Another 1%er off the kick of Jacobs. Comes to half forward. Millerer back to Laird. Quick kick inside 50. McKenzie's got to stand underneath that. Coming one way was one McGovern. That was McGovern of the Crows variety. Knight goes to ground underneath the tackle from Jeremy McGovern. No Pryor, no free kick. We'll have a ball up 20 metres out from Adelaide's goal. Attacking goal. They trail 83 to 41.
Well done, Jeremy McGovern. Just didn't roll over the top of Riley Knight. Would have given away a free kick, but didn't.
Ball up by umpire Margetts. Brad Crouch. Charlie Cameron. Taken by Riley Knight. Quick left foot kick. Running back through for a minor score. Adelaide are living in their forward 50 at the moment, but they can't get the opening major. 13-5, 83 to 6-7, 43. Margin 40 points. Toyota Good for Footy scoreboard. Toyota Good for Footy raffle. Raffle funds to help your footy club. Visit toyota.com.au/raffle.
West Coast Eagles in control at the moment. 40-point lead. Shannon Hearn from fullback, a long ball towards Petrie. No mark at the floor. Seedsman shoveled the hand pass out. His teammate who accepted was brought round straight away. Rory Laird by Jack Darling will have a ball up 55 out from goal. Right half forward. Subiaco into the ground. Quickly thrown up. Jacobs did well to wrestle Petrie out of the contest. They've got a kick inside 50 from Cameron, and a good fist in defence down there by the Eagles. McKenzie
been good
over the top of Mitch McGovern.
You won't be trading him, mate. Let me tell you one thing. He is your dead set Darren Glass.
They're winning everywhere, the West Coast Eagles. And on the scoreboard.
25, 30 metres out from goal. Right half forward. Ball in. Petrie wins it down. But Petrie was met solidly by Matt Crouch, and we'll have a ball up.
Crucial time now for the West Coast Eagles. Just can't let Adelaide kick a goal here. Going into three-quarter time. 40 points up. You'd think they've got it sewn up if they can get to that three-quarter time siren.
26 and a half minutes gone. Ray White clock. They have the know-how, and it's the Eagles by 40 points.
Jacobs, Petrie. Jacobs wins it to the boundary line. Redden will see it over, and we'll have another throw in. West Coast, the clock just ticking down. West Coast sucking it in. Every player in the shade of the three-tier stand. It's been a warm day in the west, 26, 27 degrees, and the breeze is still coming from left to right. No sign of the sea breeze, or what the interstate is called. The Fremantle docked up. Mitchell, hand pass back to Sloan, taken. Matt Crouch has already kicked one in this quarter. Quick kick to the goal line, getting back. The flight was McKenzie and also Barris, and it's through for another minor score. 13-5 to 6-8. 83 plays 44. 39 points of margin. Critters comes off to the polite applause of a very big crowd. Terrible kick by Hearn. Get to you in a moment, Jack. Oh, good mark. That's a look up and live mark of the day contender taken by Petrie.
That was a munger coming out of the back line from Hearn.
But that's not that's not the execution he wants. You know that, don't you?
Petrie turned it over. The Crows have got possession. They work it to Miller in between the wing and right half forward for the Crows.
Now would be the right time for that kick.
Yeah.
Miller kicks up towards half forward. Hearn stuck a mid out, couldn't grab it. Sloan hand passes off to Lynch. Lynch from 45 misses to the right hand side. 13-5, 83, 6-9, 45, 28 gone.
Didn't want to go back with two hands and take that mark, Shannon Hearn.
No, but Barris need to call him out.
Yeah.
Barris was there for the mark.
Went with the one-hander, spored it straight down to his opponent. The runner, Anthony Jones, comes out and has words.
Blood rule for Sam Jacobs, going off the ground, of course. Spitwater, that's what it does. Spitwater high pressure cleaners, tools not toys, Aussie engineered and Aussie made for 30 years. Spitwater.com.au.
Done a good job against Jacobs, haven't they?
Yeah, he's won a fair bit of the ball, but just starting to get busy now, the West Coast midfield, haven't they? You talked about domination before. Here's the kick now taken by Jetta. He just got away with that, kicked it to himself, and now he's got it out over the line, and they've cleared the defensive zone. They've got out of their defensive D for the first time in a long time here at West Coast. Have a look at the Chemist Warehouse replay. Kicked it to himself, and it went away, then came back to him, but he did well, actually. He ended up eventually clearing the zone. So it's 83-45, margin 38 points, 29 gone.
I don't know whether the boundary umpire signalled out on the full there because he missed Jetta kicking it to himself, and the field umpire had to clarify and say throw the ball in. I'm not quite sure what the boundary umpire indicated.
Wouldn't surprise me here.
Comes down from the stoppage to Mitchell. He was dragged down, and they'll get a free kick for the Crows. Good tackle from Rory Sloan. Good Toro Time Gutter HD tackle. The new Toro Time Gutter HD built for comfort and speed. Short ball in ball, the Crows. Back to Sloan. Sloan to Jenkins. Jenkins gives the handball off. A long ball. Goes inside 50. Free kick. Should be paid to Betts on the goal line. Did it go through for a score?
It did.
I think we're going to get a review just to make sure the ball did not snick the inside of the left-hand goalpost.
Seedsman kick. Oh, it's a free kick, is it?
It's against Shannon Hearn.
So I think instead of checking the score, they may as well pay the free kick and...
they're going to go upstairs.
They are going to go upstairs. Yes, they are going to go upstairs for a Drinkwise score review. Remember, you won't miss a moment if you drink wise. Let's have a look at
goal umpire's called a point, but he's paid advantage if it's a goal. Seedsman's kicked it from inside the centre square.
Right, so a long ball from Seedsman. It came in. Hearn and Betts had a bit of a...
It's a goal.
Looking at the review now, did Shannon Hearn get a finger tipper on that, Hayes?
Hard to say.
So it might be umpire's call. It'll be free kick to Betts regardless.
It's irrelevant, isn't it, Tim?
Correct. We're just wasting time.
Just give it to Eddie Betts. Kick the goal.
Yep.
Not good timing for the West Coast Eagles. 30-minute mark. It's not what they wanted.
So we're going to see the decision come up on the scoreboard once they've finished having a look at the three bits of split vision that the little man who does the score review. So here it comes now up on the scoreboard, and it's behind. So Eddie Betts will get a free kick anyway at the top of the goal square. I don't know why the Eagles supporters are cheering. No one likes missing a game-changing moment at the footy. Remember, you won't miss a moment if you drink wise, and it's slammed into the second tier.
They're not concentrating.
The Eagles 13-5-83. They lead by 32 points. 7-9-51 the Crows. 31 and a half minutes gone third term, and that is all on the Toyota Good for Footy scoreboard.
It was the extra distance that caught Shannon Hearn off guard. Only about 60 metres.
Seedsman can kick a bomb.
Again, just caught him off guard, and in the end, too high, paid to Eddie Betts in the goal square.
Seedsman's kicked that from 3 metres inside the centre square, and it's virtually landed 1 metre short of the goal line. That's almost 70. He's twice today. He's bombed away from outside the long range. So all of a sudden, Adelaide get back within 32, and they've done a lot of the attacking in the last couple of minutes. Mitchell's got to be good. Or his hand pass was knocked down by Matt Crouch. Taken by Jacobs. Chaos ball, bouncing ball. Clean bowls everyone. Clean bowls Yo, not Brad Crouch. Here's Eddie. Throws on the left with a spiral off the step, if you don't mind, from Edward. And that has gone through for a minor score. 13-5 to 7-9. They are attacking. They are coming. This game is not over. 32 gone.
McGovern from full back to Shuey, who was manned up there with Sloane.
Well done by Luke Shuey. The kick-in came quick, and he was amongst two players.
Yeah, Smith and Sloane.
Could be a 35-minute quarter.
Yeah, 32 and a half now.
Could be a 35-minute quarter.
2 and a quarter to go.
Could be a 35-minute quarter. What's going on?
Barty brought to ground with a good tackle.
Why so long, Tim?
Over the just a lot of stoppages, overrules,
goals,
blood rule,
score review,
goals, lap of honours.
I don't think that counts. Ryan, umpire Ryan threw it up.
Oh, he's missed it.
Fresh air shot from Redden. Shuey picked it up to Mitchell. Back to Shuey. Did Shuey hand pass that? I'm not sure.
Not sure either.
Shuey got it to Sheed. Sheed just inside the boundary line. Now the crowd are saying, go, go, go. Get it to Kennedy. Kennedy standing there shielding his eyes at the moment from the sun. He's going to kick it in that direction though, Dom Sheed. So it's a one-on-one, but sliding in there is Laird.
Well done, Hardigan again.
Yep, on Kennedy. Laird fires the hand pass out to Atkins. They're sweeping across half back here, the Crows. They get it to Keith. Keith's kick not flash. On the bounce to Millerer. Back in the corridor to Laird, who just marks in front of Kennedy. The footsteps were coming, but Laird was good enough to take the grab. He kicks to Lever on the wing. Takes the juggled mark. He's going to get around Duggan here. Oh, he's going backwards. Lever hit a brick wall, so he's gone 20 metres backwards. And they're on right half back here are the Crows. Long ball towards the tall timber of Jacobs, but McGovern takes the mark. Eagles by 31 points at the 34-minute mark of the third term.
They'd love another goal inside this minute to go, and Hutchings get out of bounds on the full. So it's been a very sloppy last 5 minutes from West Coast, and Adelaide can sniff.
They can win. McGovern had a chance to go into the corridor then. Yo was streaming through. He thought about it, then realised the time of the game and the situation. Made the right call.
It's a shank kick too off the kick in, and it's now gone out of bounds right between the interchange Adelaide and West Coast. 83-52. We're ticking up to 35 minutes on the Ray White clock. They have the know-how.
Could be a 36-minute quarter, Goss.
It might be Jack. It could be Jack. Still got 45 of real time to go. Shuey's fallen over, and then his hand pass to Marcel Marceau. There was no one there. Coming back now towards Sheed. Taken around the corner here by Sam Mitchell. It's a flower bag. That's a Munga kick. Now it comes back to Lever. He's missed it. Not quite a Munga kick. Hand pass over the top of the gap. He gets it to Mitchell. Oh, Shuey fell over. Oh! Got a knee in the head from Sloane. The Chemist Warehouse replay. Sloane was going to attack the footy. No doubt it was not deliberate. There's been no remonstrations, but that could have been a depressed fracture, a broken jaw, a broken nose for Luke Shuey. Oh, gee, that was tough stuff. Is that a Bendix break? Big moment.
Is there anything in it for Sloane?
Nah.
The MRP?
Nah, he was trying to fall over and pick up the ball. There's been absolutely no remonstration. I think it was an accidental head clash or knee clash. Kick inside 50. Gaff tried to hack it out of the air. Taken by McKay. Closing seconds of the quarter. Adelaide can defend here. Here comes McGovern. Jeremy. Siren will sound. Siren will sound. McGovern's asking for Eddie Betts to find the mark. McGovern's trying to get 50 metres. The umpire says, just go back and have your shot. So we're going to see a big spiral, I would imagine.
He's got a good point here, McGovern, because where he marked it was probably 5 metres to the outside. And the umpires come in and put him in a different position from where he marked the ball.
Not going to mess about.
Can he kick 70?
No, he can't.
Oh.
His name's not Paul Searsman. His name's Jeremy McGovern. He's going for the drop punt, and it's going to land 30 metres short. 13.583 to 7.10.52, 31 points the margin. The quarter went 35 minutes and 49 seconds.
Oh, there you go on the Toyota Good for Footy scoreboard. A 31-point lead to the West Coast Eagles, the goal scorers. And Jamie Cripps has 3, didn't add to his tally from half-time. 2 to Mark Lacroix and 2 to Mark Hutchings, and singles to Petrie, Vardy, Kennedy, Shuey, Redden and Gaff. And for the Crows, 2 to Eddie Betts and 1 each to Jenkins, Millerer, Smith, McGovern and Matt Crouch. Last turn for home at Domain Stadium, and it's the Eagles by 31 points. AFL Nation, all thanks to Maccas. West Coast Eagles, they have the lead, 13.583 to 7.10.52 at three-quarter time. We're moments away from the start of the final term here at Domain Stadium. Harm from gambling starts earlier than you think. Get the tools to help you stay in check at betcheck.vic.gov.au. Hayes, quickly to you, and then to Goss.
Big quarter here for the West Coast Eagles. Just need to hold this margin. They've got a bit up their sleeve, but they wouldn't want to let Adelaide get a sniff and get some confidence.
They're heading for Port Adelaide if they maintain this lead. If they extend it by 13 points, they'll be heading to Sydney. Adelaide, well, they go nowhere if they finish on top of the ladder. They're just going to shape themselves for a premiership push as they've done all year. They've got the ball inside 50. There was an advantage paid on a free kick. On the up now, Barris. They're falling over and they're deep in their back pocket. Eventually the ball goes over the line and out of play. Adelaide's forward line. And we'll have a throw in. And if the Eagles win from here at this margin, Melbourne are done.
Just some stats for Simmons Holmes. Mitchell very good in that quarter. 15 possessions. He leads all comers for the West Coast Eagles with 31. Gaff 25. And the Crouch brothers with 34 and 33.
Terrible throw in by the boundary umpire. Very short. The ruckman had to charge about 10 or 15 metres towards the boundary line. It should have been thrown in again. Wide kick. Keith up. Over the back was Kennedy. Forced to spoil. Taken by Hardigan. Back to Lever. Steps around 1, 2. Does really well. Gets a hand pass back to Kelly now at 50. He kicks it inside now. They need a mark here. McGovern. Jeremy marks it. He wants to play on quickly. They're out here. Lacroix, he just bombs it into open space. Running back to the fight was Jenner. He marks it. Then he kicks it over the end, over end. Running onto it, Cripps. Can it stay in? Will it stay in? Cripps can. He tries to keep it in. Then he's tackled brilliantly by Douglas and then tackles him over the line holding the ball.
Oh! Free kick. Leg trip.
Wow.
Paid against Douglas on Cripps.
Wow.
Done enough. It looked like Cripps was going to run away, but all he had to do was push him out of bounds, Douglas, but did grab his leg. But it's a question of whether it was holding the ball first.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think. Anyway, have a look front on. I'll go holding the ball before it was a trip. But anyway, Chemist Warehouse replay. Now, Cripps has kicked 3 goals in the first half. He's right on the boundary line.
Jeremy McGovern, he's had a big last quarter.
Last half.
Yeah.
Yeah, third quarter. There's the kick by Cripps. It's the post 3 quarters of the way up. Maybe a little bit justice prevails. His first quarter was shabby. Second quarter outstanding. Third quarter brilliant.
Third quarter and to start this have been brilliant.
Minor score 84-52, 32 points to gap West Coast way.
Sloan's turned it over.
Yep, he has. Luke Shuey marks at left half forward for the Eagles, 55 out from goal. He plays on now, Luke Shuey. He's got to get around the man on the mark in Laird. Short stab ball inside 50. Hutchings couldn't get it away. Trapped well by the Crows. Here's Brad Crouch. Hand passes to Lynch. Lynch to Laird. Now Laird's running off half back. Gives the ball away to Seedsman. Back over the top to Laird. Oh, he didn't get a good bounce, did Rory Laird. Concedes some ground. Seedsman. Matt Crouch. High ball from Crouch. Sloan will go at it with the Cra. Umpire says play on. It falls well for Priddis. Priddis will send it back towards half forward. Fell over at the crucial moment was Mackenzie. It was Cripps rather. Kennedy at the back. Tried to paddle in his own direction. Now up against the boundary line, it's Kelly and Gaff. Now, Gaff's kicked it into Kelly's shin and it's gone over the line. They're calling for out of bounds on the full. We'll have to have a look at the Chemist Warehouse replay to see whether that was the fact or not. But it's the 32-point lead to the Eagles. 3.5 gone final term. Ray White clock, they have the know-how.
Got a feeling these two teams are out of petrol tickets. It's been a very warm day. I don't know what's left in the tank for either of them. Brad Crouch, he was taken hard head on. Here's Sloan off one step. No, didn't travel the distance. Shuey's trying to claim the mark. He tries to free up the hands and does really well. Gets it to Gaff. He closes on 50. He kicks towards Kennedy and Hartigan. It clears both. And goes through for a -4 free kick. Going against Kennedy. Free kick to Hartigan.
Benny's master today, Hartigan. Well played, back into the lineup.
Yeah, absolutely. He's back in the lineup for Talia, who misses with a bit of an ankle. 84-52, 32 points to go. We've gone 4 minutes. Still makes rate scoreboard.
Hartigan brings it in from the free kick, and Sloan takes the mark at left half back. Short ball to Brodie Smith for the Crows, just in front of Darling. Now he's called to play on, and Smith runs around on the spot for a while, kicks it high on the right. Jenkins lost Barris, and Barris takes an uncontested mark.
There's no structure in Adelaide. There's no structure.
Handball inboard to Hearn. Hearn 60 out from goal, inside 50, 2-on-1. And back there again is Hartigan, who takes the mark. And then Hartigan's kick is woeful. Bounces just inside the line, and we'll have a throw in. 45 out from goal at left half forward at the 3-tier stand end.
Boundary umpire says it landed flush on the line.
Kevin Swears, replay. Sorry, Goss. Ooh.
You just have to catch it, some of it.
Bit of Hawkeye perhaps there.
No, looked right to me. Tapped down by Vardy. Taken hard front on was the Craft. Taken here by Cripps. He's kicked 3. Hand pass back feeds. Too much on the hand pass. Over the line and out of play. It's been played in the shadow end of the ground here at Domain. The final game of footy at Subi. Eagles up by 32. Adelaide can't get it out of their back half. But the Eagles can't get a score on the board. 13-6 to 7-10. Throw in again. Vardy up over the top. Taken by Sloan. Taken by Matt Crouch. Throws it on the boot. Barris has had the better of Jenkins. Boundary line wins out. Over the line and out of play. 5.5 gone. This is AFL Nation. Hope you're enjoying the action. If you're a Melbourne fan, hang tough. The Chicken Clubhouse is back now in the Macca's Gourmet Creations range. Eagles up by 32.
Jack Crawshaw, Paul Hazelby and Fremantle and Tim Gossage. Former Fremantle great Paul Hazelby and Tim Gossage in the commentary chair this afternoon. Shuey to Mitchell from the restart. On the left, short to Lacroix. Hand pass to Shuey. Shuey turnover. Jake Lever takes the mark.
Shuey's had the worst 5 minutes of disposals I've seen.
Hand passes to Douglas. Off to Seedsman. Got out of the reach of Shuey.
Have a shot.
Cutler bounces. Attacking side of the centre square. Short ball inside 50. Mark Eddie Betts. 45 out, straight in front.
3 turnovers this quarter for Luke Shuey.
They're not great, but Seedsman again dashed through the midfield. Could have had a shot from 55. We've seen how far he can kick it today. But smart ball use. Found Eddie Betts again.
2 goals for Betts. 1 in the third, 1 in the first, and now just misses to the left. 13-6-84 West Coast. 7-11-53 Adelaide. 7 gone, final term. Still makes rate scoreboard.
You can't put them out, West Coast. They cannot deliver the knockout blow. Kicking by Jeddah. It's going to get to half back. They just need an intelligent knock on. Laird came the other way, opposed to McGovern. Here's Eddie again. Lace out Jenkins. Didn't mark it, didn't get paid. Put the ball on the deck. Hand pass back. They ignore one. It comes to Matt Crouch. He kicked 1 in the third. It's an up and under the goal square. Goes Jeremy McGovern. Should I say it is Mitch McGovern. Over the line and out of play. We'll have a throw in. Adelaide can't score a goal. West Coast can't score a goal. We've gone 8 minutes in the last quarter, and it's 1 point apiece. And they've been living in their forward 50s. There's a throw in, 25 out. Crows into the ground.
25 out from those goals. Jacobs wins it down. Trying to burst their way through each and every one of the players. Duggan grabbed it, and he was the third man who couldn't burst his way through.
Lucky.
And a ball up.
Lucky.
Umpire Sean Ryan will separate things. 30 out from the goals. Petrie and Jacobs. Comes to floor. Lynch has taken Petrie high, and he'll get a free kick.
How good's this bloke today? 30 degrees. He's 45 years of age. Oh. He is dead set. He is outstanding today.
Gets it to Yo, and Yo turns it over, and Douglas marks for the Crows. 60 out from where he's attacking, and he kicks it inside 50, and the mark's been taken by Mitch McGovern.
Just getting the jitters, the West Coast Eagles.
Their legs are heavy, aren't they? They look tired.
They know they haven't been great in last quarters. They wouldn't want this to go through.
Deep in the left full forward pocket, Mitch McGovern. He'll kick from 25 metres out. The kick drop punt is on its way. It is good. McGovern's got his second and the fourth for the goals for Mitch McGovern. 84 plays 59. Still mates rate scoreboard. 9 minutes gone, final term.
They just need to keep taking it on, the West Coast Eagles. That's why they're in their position. They can't go back into their shell. That's what they've done many times throughout the season in last quarters. Take it on. Hope it happens for you. But at least then you don't die wondering.
25 points the margin. 19 will get them there. In the last quarter, it's 5 inside 50s apiece for 1 goal, 1 to a point. The Eagles look tired. Adelaide's structure looks shabby. Petrie tries to lift his team again. Coming outside the square was McKay. Taking on Sheed. Hand pass back through traffic to Hutchings. Throws it on the boot. A flower bag ball to half forward. Darling up over the top. No free to the Crows. Hand pass there by Lever. Comes back towards Shuey. Sides his way through with the left. He's got Kennedy. Shuey turns it over 3 times in 5 minutes. This time a little daisy cutter left footer, and Kennedy can go back and line up from 45 metres out.
That's why he's their best midfielder, Luke Shuey. Take a bow, made some mistakes in this quarter, but just came back on the inside. Left foot to Josh Kennedy. Hasn't found space all day, but sometimes you just need your midfielders to put you in that space. That's what Luke Shuey did. Kennedy for his second.
Kicked a goal in the last quarter. You don't hear the cheer. It's 65 for the year. The Coleman may be gone, but maybe that's a bad miss long term. 26 points the margin, Eagles way. 13-7, play 11. Umpire says holding the ball, free kick Jetta, 55 out.
McKay put the ball on the ground, had plenty of time to get rid of it.
Go back and have a shot, Lewis Jetta. That's what the supporters have been waiting for. Run from behind tackle, one of the quickest players in the competition, can kick it a long way.
Lewis Jetta, 8 goals this season in his 12 games from 55. Send it on its way. Mark on the goal line. The tall timber of Jacobs takes the mark, and they've run themselves into trouble in the pocket. Seedsman pushed over the boundary line and will have a ball in. 25 out from goal. Subiaco in. And the Eagles trying to find the knockout blow. Throw in, Jacobs, Petrie, want it down to Sloan. Sloan gives it off to Brad Crouch, who brings it out to the wing, and Shannon Hearn, one arm, look up and leave, mark of the day. Into the middle of the ground to Jetta. Jetta, low, skittles a few. Eagles over the top of the footy. It was Petrie, couldn't get it out. Jacobs, off to Brad Crouch to Sloan. Sloan, calm and composed, gets it to Lynch. Centre wing, Lynch kicks towards Charlie Cameron. Will it sit up for him? He's got Jetta trying to chase him down. He puts it in his path. He's on 50 at right half forward. He's put it out of bounds on the full. Great pressure from Lewis Jetta. That's a great chase. It's the Eagles 85, the Crows 59, 12 and a half gone, final term, still mates rate scoreboard.
That could be a Bendix Breaks big moment, no doubt about that. Lewis Jetta. A chase down tackle and then a chase down push. 26 points the margin. For now, the Eagles are in the finals race.
He ran 100 metres to do that, Lewis Jetta.
Adelaide, they can still shape the finals. No doubt about that. In the formation, Melbourne is the team sitting on the precipice. Ball out. Jetta's had an outstanding 90 seconds. Gets it to Gaff. He could go short to Partington. He marks, it's been quiet. He's got Kennedy's on his own. Or pops it on his head, but Kennedy marks. But he's tied up on the boundary line, 40 metres out from goal.
I've given him a hard time, but Lewis Jetta, his last 10 minutes have been brilliant for the West Coast Eagles. A good chase down. 2 good chase downs in this quarter, but again instrumental in that piece of play. Andrew Gaff's hard run sets up Josh Kennedy.
1 goal, 2 for Kennedy. 1 goal, 2, make it 1-3. He went narrow. He can't finish the job. West Coast can't finish the job. And the margin is 27 points. We've gone 14 last quarter. Hope you're enjoying it around the country. This is AFL Nation. The Chicken Clubhouse is back, now in the Macca's Gourmet Creations range.
Important kick in from fullback. Finds its way to Brown. Luke Brown for the Crows. He's got Seedsman down the line. Jacobson Sloan decides to go back to where the ball came from. Brodie Smith marks. They're going to take it to the outer side of the ground, the Crows. They go towards McKay. McKay and Gaff, who did well to push it down and get it to Jeddah. Jeddah 60 out from goal, hooks the ball around the body. Akinsu a toe out, sockers it away, and Kelly takes the mark. Kelly short, no good. Petrie chopped it off. Laird fell over the top of the footy. They work it out, the Crows. Matt Crouch gets it off to Malera, and then he gives it a little further off to the Crows' Seedsman. Now to McKay, back to Seedsman, across the paint of 50 to 45 to 30, and goal! Coates Hire, goal of the day contender. When you can't leave sight, Coates Hire delivers, call 13-15-52. It's back to 21 points, 13-8-86 West Coast, 15 gone final term, 9-11-65 the Crows. Still mates rate scoreboard.
Oh, this is high tempo footy. There was a scrimmage at half back, players and bodies flying everywhere. In the end, it was the Adelaide Crows, got it through the corridor. Seedsman involved again, little give and get to McKay. He's been influential in their forward thrusts into their own forward line. Well, game on. The West Coast Eagles need to lift here.
Seedsman checks out of the game after that beautiful running goal. Lewis Jeddah gets some petrol tickets boundary side, and Adam Simpson rubs his face because his team is hanging on grimly to a finals opportunity. They're up by 21 points. The Crows will score. They'll keep on scoring. They'll keep on coming. Man down for the Crows. Quick kick inside 50. Petrie is being held by Keith. Free kick. Free kick for a hold by the non-controlling umpire, and Petrie gets the free.
It's been good, Petrie, some big moments, just getting hands in. Took a good ball earlier on.
So Petrie has it between centre and the forward 50. He's got Yo out wide, he ignores that. He's just pop it up. Top of the square, Kennedy at the back, off hands. Will it stay in? It doesn't need to for the Eagles because that's handy, they'll get a throw in. Eddie Betts was the player down behind, plays in the hands of a trainer. We'll keep an eye on that. Friendly fire. The teammate will have a throw in.
Simon Goodwin did so much for the Adelaide Crows. Can they do something for him and get him into the final series?
39,367 in. Last game at Subiaco Oval. 31 years of AFL footy ends today. Here's Miller up and under. Sam Mitchell forced to spoil. Gutsy from all. Ball comes down again. Taken out of the congestion by Brad Crouch. Jeremy McGovern up, punched away by his brother. Hand pass back to Yo. He gets it to McKenzie. Into the pocket, called out of it. I think Shuey called Sheed out, but Sheed went back and took the mark. 55 out. No confidence on the kick. He tests the umpire, I'm having a shot. The AFL Nation commentary box is right behind us. Still mates rate scoreboard. It's 21 points. Sheed needs to give it all. He scissor kicks up. Close to the man on the mark. He decides to chip it short to the top of the goal square. Loose ball. There was Hutchings. Brad Crouch. Quick kick out of the congestion. Bouncing ball. It comes back. It comes back to Barris. He's got a goal kicker. It's a floater. It's a flower bagger. It's a munger. It's through for a minor score. 13-9-87 to 9-11-65. 22 points the margin. 7.5 gone. Stay with us, Melbourne fans. Stay with us. The Crows are doing it for you.
Brown kicks to himself at full back and then loads it up to the outer side. His target was Lynch, but a big strong grab from Tommy Barris.
Oh, he's been big.
Has he ever?
Look up and live, mark of the day contender from Tom Barris on the left. 50 out from goal to the top of the goal square. Big fly, Kennedy caught underneath. Where's the small forwards? Lecrae around. Ball goes out of bounds. Left full forward pocket. Subiaco end. 22-point lead to the Eagles. Simpson and Pike watch on from the coach's box. Ball in. One down by Jenkins. Vardy, Gaff, caught from behind by Cameron. Free kick Adelaide.
Oh, Andrew Gaff had a chance to kick the goal there. He's been pretty keen to get on the scoreboard today. Had some fresh air swings.
Cameron, stab low ball. His target he didn't hit, but Matt Crouch came up with the ball, gave it to Jenkins inside the centre square. He's got a couple of players by themselves on the wing. One of them's Luke Brown. He marks now just forward of wing on the broadcast side. Short ball to Atkins. Atkins will go back into the corridor to Matt Crouch. Oh, did he get a shove? Did he get a shove from behind by Partington? No, he didn't, and then he hasn't
he's very lucky
come
there,
over his
Partington.
line.
Partington very lucky for staying on the ground too long.
Matt Crouch with the ball.
Position 41, Jack.
2 kicks out from goal. Inside 50 at the back, McKenzie takes the mark. 22-point lead to the Eagles, 19.5 gone final term, still match rate scoreboard.
Down the line, Keith and Petrie. Petrie almost put in a one-hander. Crouch 42, Keith down. Man down for Adelaide. Partington, Lacroix, back to Cripps. Kennedy one out with Hartigan. That's the direction. This could be season defining right here. Kennedy gathers, snap, goal, no! He's missed from the goal square. It could be a demon-saving tackle by Hartigan. Kennedy threw it on the boot. Hartigan laid a wonderful Toro time cutter HD tackle, and that is a Bendix break big moment, all wrapped into one. 23 points West Coast.
Here comes Brad Crouch. He's running it off half back for the Crows. He gives it off to Richard Douglas. He puts the ball under his arms, takes a couple of bounces, kicks it to Sloan, who marks now. Long inside 50, one-on-one. McGovern, Betts on the inside. Hand passes away. He gets it off to Charlie Cameron, who kicks a goal. Just inside, he sneaks it in. And it's back to 17 points at the 20.5-minute mark of the final term. First goal for Charlie Cameron this afternoon. And his 23rd for the season. And it could be an all-important one for the Crows. 13-10-88, 10-11-71. The Eagles are holding on. If you need a cleaner, see Steele. They'll look after you with mates rates that are on now.
The Eagles crowd, they know the situation. They're not happy with that. Josh Kennedy's had 3 opportunities in this quarter. Missed 2 set shots. He should have got that last one. Melbourne are back in the 8.
105.2 to 105.1. The Eagles have to get it to 18 points at least. Tapped down by Jacobs. Prittis to Shuey. They know what's at stake. Kick by Shuey towards Kennedy. Big crash of bodies. Taken by Laird. Quick kick. Ball comes back. Taken by Hearn. They've got time, West Coast. Comes wide to Redden. Still plenty of time left. Still 5 minutes of game time as Keith walks around the boundary to receive treatment. Quick kick, off hands, comes to the back. Here's Lever. He gathers the football. He decides to go up the middle. Oh no, Jetta didn't mark it. Comes back to Brad Crouch. Jetta does really well. Jetta side. Jetta around 1, around 2, and kicks it down. That is amazing from Lewis Jetta. He sides his way through 3 Crows, and he's put West Coast in front with a coat-tied goal of the day, if not goal of the bloody year. 23 points Eagles. 22 gone. He's been silent, he's been MIA, but in the last quarter, he has been nothing short of amazing. West Coast by 23. Dagger in the heart of the Demons fan.
He has delivered when they needed it. It was Lever. He had the kick coming out. He kicked it straight to Jetta, dropped the mark. What about the shimmy? Got around 3, 4 Adelaide Crows players and finishes the banana, looks at the crowd and says, I'm Lewis Jetta. West Coast back in the 8.
By 0.2%. They're up by 23. AFL Nation, all thanks to Maccas. Back in the middle, Prittis gets it to half forward. I think Partington gave a little shove in the back there, but it wasn't paid. He kicks inside 50. His target's Kennedy. It's well away from him. A couple of bounces, out of bounds. 45 out from goal, right half forward, 3-tier stand end. And they've got the breeze in the last quarter too, the Eagles. That easterly still blowing.
Don't go anywhere.
So. Oh. Boundary umpire to spin the ball back in. It's tired muscles. It's one down by Vardy. Partington tried to push off the tackler. And it is holding the ball. Couldn't push him off. Free kick sheet trying to hold up the passage of play. Very lucky. Douglas is the recipient.
He can't go, Douglas. He's absolutely spent.
Douglas to Hardigan to Brown, and now to Laird, all by hand. Short ball out of bounds on the full. Crows are cracking under a bit of pressure. 23 and a half gone, final term. They'll send it back in through Kennedy to the top of the goal square. Darling! Oh, Jack Darling! He's gone back with the fire of the ball, smashed into the goal post, but he's still got the footy. Look up and live, mark of the day. Put that one down in the book.
Two of the most maligned footballers at the club have turned into two unlikely heroes.
Jack Darling from the top of the goal square. Through it goes. And with 3.5 minutes left, I reckon the Eagles are going to play finals. 15-10 100, 10-11 71. Still mates rate scoreboard at Subiaco, and the crowd is been deafening in this game. 39,000 screaming Eagle supporters.
Well done, Jack Darling. Redemption since last year's final series. Didn't go back with the flight of the ball, but this time, when the team needed it, when the game was on the line, that's all he did. Taking a screamer. What courage. Jetta, now Darling. And that should get the West Coast Eagles into the finals.
But we've seen them lose from this position before.
Oh.
Now, this is not about losing. This is about giving up 2 more goals in 3 minutes and 30 seconds of play. Adelaide will keep coming. Melbourne fans are cheering from the other side of the country. Quick kick. McGovern marks Jeremy. Adelaide got it out of the middle. They can afford not to sit on their haunches here, West Coast, because they don't do it very well. We've seen them lose games from this before when they've sat on 3 minute leads. They can't shut down the clock with 3 minutes. They just don't have that skill, I'm sorry. Here's the kick by Gaff. He'll kick down the line. They need a mark here, West Coast. It comes to the front, taken by Shuey. His little kick comes back towards Cripps. Hand pass to Darling. He's got his tail up. Jetta is screaming back to the goal line. It's going to come back to the flight. Hardigan dropped the mark. Under pressure from the Jetta tackle. Comes back to Brown. Adelaide now. Seedsman. Hand pass across his own goal face. Deep in their defensive 50. Good pressure again from Darling. Kicked by Hardigan's outside the defensive 50. Hand pass Brown. Hand pass to Crouch. Hand pass to Laird. Back to get to from Jacobs. Back to Laird. Down the line. Taken by Brad Crouch. 29 points Eagles lead. 26 gone. 2.5 to go.
And still mates rate scoreboard last term on AFL Nation. In towards the middle of the ground. Mark taken by 90. Hand passes inboard to Sloan. Or Sloan's kick's not that great. Bounces. Lever. Kennedy cuts him off. He gets the hand pass backwards. Lever to Brown. And Brown goes in the direction of teammate in Lynch, but it's been marked by McGovern. Jeremy McGovern for the Eagles. Over the top of Jenner's head. That was his target. Lever at the back to Kelly. Kelly gives it off to Matt Crouch. Short ball to Sloan. Off to Knights. Knights hit a brick wall. Good smother from Sam Mitchell. Gets the hand pass off the Pritters. A couple of champions combined. Off to Gaff. Gaff short to Duggan. 27 gone, final term. 29-point lead to the Eagles. Duggan sends it along the boundary line. High ball. Where's the tall timber? No mark. Lever's back there.
West Coast had to get representation there.
Lever inboard to Brad Crouch. Couldn't find a target in the middle of the ground. Kelly now. Can he get the hand pass away? Kelly, no he can't. Over the top of the football. Ball in dispute in the middle of the ground. We'll have a stoppage. Surely. No, the whistle keeps going. Gaff gets it away. Matt Crouch feeds it back to his brother Brad, and the Crows are going to charge forward, Goss.
Thanks, Jack. There's the kick inside 50. Mark's been taken by Hearn, the skipper. He'll go wide to Jetta. Just one of the heroes. The Eagles are going to play in the finals. LeCras marks at half forward. The Melbourne season is gone right before our very eyes. On Darling and Jetta, brilliance in the last quarter. Kicked by LeCras. Here goes Kennedy. Getting back again. Was the Crows' defence. Hardigan's been a soldier. The ball goes over the line and out of play. And we have a throw in. The Eagles have 0.5% up their sleeve. They've got to survive 29 seconds of play. 100 plays 71. Throw in. Vardy and Jacobs. Vardy out of the air, doesn't get the kick away, and will be tied up 25 outs.
Oh, what a season. All comes down to this. It's been one of those years, one for the record books.
Ball up. Eagles in front by 29. Prittis fitting he could get one of the last kicks of the game. There's Lacroix under pressure. Smith. His quick kick. It bounces inside the boundary line and then goes over with Betts and Jetta. West Coast are going to play in the finals. Melbourne are out. 29 points the margin. 29 gone. Closing seconds of football in the West. Adam Simpson. He's overjoyed. He knows his team's got another game at least. There's the throw in. It comes to the boundary line. Gaff back feeds. West Coast on the boundary line. Siren! West Coast are in the finals. 545 games at Subiaco Oval come to a close. The Eagles win their first. They win their last. And they live to fight another day in 2017. Over and out. Footy at Subiaco Oval.
The West Coast Eagles live to fight another day in season 2017. 15, 10, 100, 10, 11, 71. The goal scorers for the West Coast Eagles, 3 to Jamie Cripps in the first half, 2 each to Hutchings and Mark Lacroix, and 1 each to Gaff, Redden, Shuey, Kennedy, Vardy, Petrie, Jetta and Darling. And for the Adelaide Crows, who were gallant in defeat this afternoon, 2 to Betts, 2 to McGovern, and 1 each to Crouch, Smith, Millerer, Cameron, Seedsman and also Jenkins. But a 29-point win to the West Coast Eagles. And we've got, of course, a celebration to take place out in the middle of Subiaco Oval, Domain Stadium. Of course, with the memories for the West Coast Eagles from, as Goss said, their first win to, of course, the last win here at Subiaco Oval. And we've got plenty of Eagles past, present, out in the middle of Subiaco Oval. And certainly plenty of fanfare. Not one person has left, I don't think, of the 39,000 that are still here at Domain Stadium this afternoon. And what a note to go out on too, Paul Hazelby, Tim Gossage. What an incredible note to go out on.
That is as good as it gets in footy. What a season it's been. A lot of emotion around the ground. All week it's been about the great moments here at Subiaco Oval. Well, that was one of them today. What we witnessed from the West Coast Eagles, they all just went up as one to get into the final series. So much tradition on this ground. You can't help but feel the emotion. All the staff that go into building a great football club like the West Coast Eagles, they're on their way out there. The players did their part. Adam Simpson did his, and they're into the finals.
They are, and it was just incredible to watch. Adelaide gallant. They were making life difficult. The win was gone. But then, say it again, Lewis Jetta, who you had playing probably his last game.
I did.
I reckon he might get a 4-year deal after that.
Jack Darling.
Done. I had him cooked. And they kicked the goal and mark of the round within 90 seconds of each other. Very maligned. They're hot and cold. But what they delivered, the Jetta goal was unbelievable. He was the only bloke on the ground who thought it was going to be a goal.
Yeah.
He was running away from the goal, bananaed around, and 3 metres off his boot, he was already signaling to the crowd. The mark by Jack Darling, and as you're right, Hayes, the ghost of the grand final has been with him when he pulled out and dropped his head.
And last year.
He ran back to that goal line like this was going to be a season-defining moment, and it was. It was a Bendix break big moment. Adelaide Gallant, they're a contender. Don't worry about that. They were playing for nothing today. Don't worry about that. And they gave it their all. Hot weather, away from home, with probably not a lot in between their ears to try and win the game. They are going to be a very hard team to beat final time. Whether the Eagles can go on or not from here, who knows? But they're there and they've got a sniff.
So the final ladder for the home and away season, just before we clear some commitments, the Adelaide Crows 62, the Cats 62, Richmond in third after their 41-point win today over the Saints. GWS fourth, Port Adelaide fifth, Sydney 6, Essendon 7 and West Coast 8th. And they scrape in by 0.5% the West Coast Eagles to finish in 8th. So Adelaide will play GWS at the Adelaide Oval. Geelong and Richmond either at Kardinia Park or at the MCG. Port Adelaide will play the West Coast Eagles at the Adelaide Oval. And Sydney to host Essendon in Sydney, the other of the elimination finals next week. The fixture in full will be announced in 1 hour's time at 8:30 Melbourne time, so 6:30 Perth time. We'll get an official confirmation from the AFL on who will play where and what day next week. We know that there's a Thursday night, a Friday night, a Saturday and a Saturday night.
There's probably no rush to give it because there's no games next week.
That's true. Yep. That's probably true.
They're all clamouring for the abacus right now and who to go where, and we could all just take a breather.
We certainly could, yep. Big weekend, obviously, with a week off and some other bits and pieces next weekend. But certainly the celebrations will go on here from a West Coast Eagles point of view.
Jesse Hogan has just tweeted 9th, and then he's got 4 big expletives.
Ooh. 4-letter words that start with F.
Jesse Hogan has tweeted 4 expletives starting with F because of 9th.
They could have won yesterday and they could have put it beyond doubt, but they didn't, and the Pies got the job done. Let's go downstairs. Carl Langdon, former West Coast Eagles premiership player, is emceeing some of the final bits here at Domain.
Football club, and there is a lot of people out on this ground that make this football club work, that you come along and support week in, week out. And I know that a lot of you have been on this journey for 31 years. So to all of the Eagles squad, to the road ahead, which is still exciting because it's finals and we know what that brings, a chance of winning a premiership. To all the directors, the executive staff, the support staff, the administrative staff, if I get that word out, are all here behind us. So what about putting your hands together for all of those people that worked so hard for this footy club?
So this is the end of Domain Stadium, not the end of the West Coast Eagles.
No.
That.
Simpson and Hearn are just
now,
behind.
Let's hear from your coach, Adam Simpson. Simo.
Hey, mate.
Well, another finals campaign, Simo. It's exciting.
Yeah, look, and today the support we had, I know it was a big occasion for everyone. Our players stayed on task all day. You know, we've got Sam and Matty and Drew retiring end of the season, and they parked that emotion and we got it done. So congratulations to our players. Yeah, you too, Drewy. And thank you so much for your support throughout the season.
Drew Petrie said, am I retiring?
Oh, thanks, Coach.
We knew it was a really big game coming into it, and the atmosphere was just electric, and you had to be here to witness it, and to get it done like that, we're just so proud we got the support from you guys. So thank you so much.
I'm up there calling the game. And for those that listen around the ground, we're rolling in percentage, and when they got back to within 17 points, I heard the crowd go quiet.
Yeah.
What was it like in the box at that moment? You probably feel that.
It was pretty quiet pretty quiet in the box too, Carl. But our players just showed really resilience, really high level resilience. I know it's been a bit of a roller coaster for us this year, and we're trying to nail these last quarters. But they knew what they had to do, and they stood up, and we couldn't be prouder of them.
Well done on your season, mate, and good luck for the weeks ahead.
Thank you, everyone.
There is the West Coast Eagles coach, Adam Simpson. And that was, of course, Adam Simpson, the coach of the West Coast Eagles. The Eagles winning by 29 points, 15-10-100, 10-11-71.
Just clarifying, the Jesse Hogan was the Jesse Hogan of the Age newspaper, not Jesse Hogan, the Melbourne footballer.
Oh, right, okay.
But, he certainly was not short in coming forward. And,
yes.
So
disappointed.
Disappointed,
yes,
the expletive that he used?
Yes.
Absolutely.
So the West Coast Eagles, 29-point winners. We're going to get to a break here on AFL Nation. The West Coast Eagles will play finals. They're going to take on Port Adelaide next week in an elimination final at the Adelaide Oval. And, gee, the City of Churches is going to be up and about during the week with a qualifying final and an elimination final in the first week in a fortnight's time. AFL Nation, all thanks to Macca's. We're back with more right after this.